Good evening and welcome to Nerd Rage Gaming Thursday Night Pokemon Locals. My name is Dan Hugar. I am here with Christian Moshi Jr., and I am back for the first time in like 2 freaking months. So I am excited to see all of you people and be hanging out here. And Christian, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. It's been a great day so far.
Good.
Finishing semester 1 of my senior year. So
Nice.
everything's pretty simple. Everything's doing great. So it's a pretty good day.
All right. Is college in the future? Is something
College
exciting
is
happening?
in the future.
Okay. Are we
We're-
going to do like a hat ceremony with you on stream of picking where you're going?
I can do that. Once I commit, I can do that.
All
yeah.
right, 666. All right, let's talk about that in between rounds. I'm curious to hear about your college
Sure.
journey. But Pokemon-wise, how
Yeah.
are you doing?
Pretty good. I've been here a lot recently.
That's good.
So
I haven't, so I'm glad you have.
I've taken your spot recently. Yeah,
That's
me
fine.
and Brian have been going kind of crazy. But I played last week. Went through
Okay.
one.
Nice.
Played Zoroark for the first time. That was cool. I've been just kind of like just testing things around. I haven't like had enough time to actually like play the game fully.
Uh-huh.
But when I do have the time to, I've actually just picked up Control again. So
Really?
yeah. I was gonna play it to the cup, but now I'm helping you with the
But
cup.
you like having friends
yeah,
and things like that?
no.
Okay, no, that's
The thing is that if there's people that I don't hit when I'm playing Control, then they have a good time. But
Well,
when I
So I will say, like, obviously, Control is a very real archetype.
Yeah.
If you love it, play it. Do not. So this actually, okay, this is some Twitter drama even a year or two ago.
Sure.
Some lovely person had posted that they play Control, and they do very well at locals, and they were floored to find out that a lot of their locals didn't enjoy playing against them.
Really?
A wild,
Really?
a wild scenario. So I will tell you, people, should you always be nice to opponents? Yes. Should you be kind and respectful? Absolutely yes. Do you think people will enjoy playing with you if your goal is to ruin their day? Probably not. So, Christian, good job not making enemies today.
I think it's fair to say though that most of the people back there, they're pretty fond of me. I'm a pretty good guy back there.
That's actually get an in first and
Yeah.
then ruin their day. Yes.
It's like when I started playing Stall a while ago. Like I was already connected with everybody, and then I just like started playing it, and they were like, "Oh, he's okay as a guy." It's just like he just kind of like he just plays Stall. It's not
we
like
can forgive this, I
Yeah.
guess.
it's because I'm already connected like that. And then I was like, okay, well I'll just play it again. And then I was gonna play it today. I was gonna play it on Sunday. I was missing one card, which I did get today. So
Okay.
I'm kind of just back.
Jay Munoz, awesome to see you. Yes, I am back, and I will not be here Sunday, but I will be back here next Sunday for the Invitational, so it's good to be back.
I'm gonna be playing in that actually.
You are.
Yeah.
You automatically qualified with a second place,
Second
I
place
believe.
cup finish. Yeah.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I haven't done anything since, but
You know, that's fine. That's fine. I actually, on my end, I was going to say, I'm going to share a little bit about my Pokemon, because I've actually played Pokemon recently, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Because I still have a child who is also alive and maybe biting other babies. We don't need to
Oh.
worry about that. But I went to Buenos Aires, lost my win in today too. I played against Goldango, and I got to game 3, and I'm like, it is very clear who's going to win this game, and it
about
was
happened.
not me.
It's about what happened in my
Yes,
too.
and it was Dre. Dre's a good dude.
Yeah,
so,
Dre is a good dude.
Bass Bruce, dude, thank you very much. It's good to be back. I went to LAIC,
Okay.
which is awesome. Ate a lot of meat, and I actually got top 256 there,
Bang.
which includes a horrible throw in my last round to snatch a tie from the jaws of victory. So, which it happens.
It happens.
But then I actually played a cup this past weekend and got second place as well
Okay.
against Raging Bull with Rocks,
Oh.
who drew gloriously well against me. So
That's something.
it was something, but it was a good time. So it's been good, and honestly, for me, I'm super happy that my kind of baseline now is just competing for day 2. Like I know every event, even if I don't have a ton of prep, I'm in competition for day 2 and a decent finish. Man, I will take that. I don't know about all y'all who play casually, but I'm pretty grateful that that's even an option for me. So I'm piped. But now we're gonna get to Pokemon today that we're talking about, and Moshi, what do we got up for us first?
We got Ethan Shaw and Justin Templer on stream 1, I believe. We got Ethan Shaw playing Sarah Ledge that we were just talking about before we started.
Okay.
Justin Templer seems to be playing Dragapult Charizard. We were also
Dragapult
talking about that
Charizard.
before we started today.
So a lot of people have given that deck a lot of flack for being kind of middling, but I saw Shovel Squad, Zach Lesage was talking it up a bit. Clearly, Justin, one of the best players in the game, is playing it. So is this deck real?
It seems pretty like the list is there. There's 3 Arvin. We're playing on Fair Stamp as our ace spec.
That is pretty good.
On Ethan's side of the board, there's the Briar might come through maybe. Besides that, there's nothing special. It's just like one of them like the casual like Lunatone package. Like there's nothing crazy in it.
That's fair. Oh, Bass and Bruce, congrats on winning the cup. That's awesome. Polt is very good.
Pretty good deck, I'd say.
Yes. But actually, we get on to the game, and kind of like you said, Briar can be really good because Ethan is playing a two-prize kind of beat stick deck, which Dragon Ball tends to eat alive, but there's a little less damage manipulation. There's no dust bars here, so it may be a bit harder for Justin. But Moshi, talk us through the turns, and I'll tell you where you're saying smart or not smart things.
Sure. So we saw the Earthen Vessel for double fighting. We saw the Fighting Gong for a Soul Rock. That's all pretty standard. Of course, if Ethan can find a way to a Lunatone, that would be even better. Maybe even just a Charcadet to start the turn. But we do have the Squawk active. That might be a little punishing later because of the Dragapult part of the deck. It might also be just punishing in general because of the Zard. It already is hitting for 180. It can already one-shot the Squawk.
Yes.
Um,
And Josh would love to have here. Also, I told Jack, but next time you're here for locals, your locals is on me because you gave me a deck that I won money with. And for those who are watching, my general philosophy is I don't always build decks. So if someone loans me a deck and I win money with it, I just pay for your next locals because you gave me a fun deck. So thank you, Josh. But Moshi, keep going. Oh, that is okay.
Don't like that. We now have two prizes that aren't very helpful towards our main setup. The bundle's fine. The bundle we can always get rid of if we have it, but
I
now
actually disagree because the issue is, and we missed Charcadet.
but
Well,
Justin's hand doesn't look great either.
Justin's hand is possibly worse, so we're fine.
No, I actually think Ethan's hand is genuinely worse, but Justin doesn't have much to play with.
Yeah, this is.
We have an Ultra Ball.
We have a Halucha.
We have double Dragapult. An Everlyn.
We do. Those are all cards in his hand. Thank you for your reading skills.
Of course. I try to read. I'm pretty good at that.
Well played.
I have an A in English.
Now, excellent. Now, unfortunately, the cards you are reading do not do much for Justin here. So, I mean, honest Moshi, to be clear, I got to imagine we just Ultra Ball for a Dreepy.
I have to imagine. I don't see anything else being grabbed. It could be either, like...
It could also be Budu. But that feels
I actually just don't agree
horribly
with that.
incorrect.
In my opinion, I don't agree with that. I mean, I feel like, because looking at Ethan's board, all he needs is a Lunatone he can attack with the Soul Rock.
Yes.
If we grab a Badoo and then we don't have a Dreepy next turn, because Ethan plays two bosses, like, there's a world where, and we also play bundle, so if he just leaves this monkey alone, and we grab a bundle instead, we grab a Badoo instead. If we kill the Badoo, say with the Soul Rock, the next turn we can bundle, knock out a Dreepy.
Yeah.
We don't have much.
You are not wrong. Justin can also kind of read that Ethan did not play any cards from his hand, so it's a good assumption there's no items that would actually be walling.
That's also fine.
And
because that stops the bundle like we were just talking about. I forgot that was in the hand.
Exactly. All right, so we do see the Halucha. Now we do see Ethan draw. Did we get a playable card is the question.
No.
I love this decision.
Oh, we did get a playable card. Sick. We're playing the game.
So here's the play I would actually love to see from Ethan. I would love to see two Charcadet benched, or even like Charcadet Lunatone, something like that.
I think we just need a Charcadet this turn.
Well, Charcadet, but honestly, I think we Squawk and Seize to Pheasantipity.
Oh, yeah.
Or not Squawk, excuse me, Motivate to Pheasantipity.
I got confused what you meant, but yeah, you definitely just Motivate, and then you Cruel Arrow. Because Justin didn't do anything.
So, and I played a couple Dragapult mirrors, and we'll talk about that later, but... No, getting the Lunatone down, getting the Soul Rock down, to be honest, the only thing I would want to see is I don't mind Ethan popping that bundle and then getting a second Charcadet down. And if we can't get a second... if we can't get a second Charcadet, bundle stays fine. But, like, man, this is both a good and terrible board for him.
So one thing I just want to ask, just in case you remember it, because I don't remember it well. Do you know if Ethan discarded his Pow Pad off that Squawk?
Not that I saw.
Because... I could have, I feel like there was one there.
Good call, Ethan. Great
the
decision.
Armin top deck
we're
so back.
Clutch.
But if Ethan, say, did discard the Pow Pad, there's only one in the deck. This game could be pretty troubling in the end game for Ethan, say we did. Which just kind of worries me a little bit for a deck like this, because if it runs out of its supporters quickly, Like if you need like say a boss in the end game which you don't have because you only play 2 and you discarded your pal pad, the matchup's gonna be so much harder to play for Ethan.
I think the one advantage Ethan has, though, is that Justin's always going to be attacking with a two-prizer.
Yep.
And so at a certain point, especially late in the game, Ethan can be pretty confident that he's going to be able to reach one shot on an EX. So really, that boss is more important early game if he's trying to pick off easy prizes.
One thing that I can also say is with the pal pad involved, with the thing I said at the start of the game with Justin playing unfair stamp,
Yeah.
if we don't have at least a research in deck, maybe 2, maybe 3, we could just brick off an unfair stamp.
You're absolutely correct.
And then what do we do?
That's a great question.
Evo to double GP is
And
great.
I think that has to be correct. Now,
It is.
the good news for Ethan is even like with that, when he cruel arrows one of those Dracloaks, Justin's only going to see top deck and 2 cards off Recon Directive.
Yeah.
And Ethan can feel pretty good that Justin's hand is terrible still. So we're going to see if we can
Attached
pull
to the
something off.
shark. That's pretty good. We like seeing energies on the board.
And we turled the Squawk.
my
That's
God.
so good.
Now everything I was just saying is flawed.
But no, that's so good to clean up the prize map and make
Yeah.
it way harder for Justin to win this game. But
Absolutely.
we really need to get down another Char Cadet here.
Absolutely. We're gonna see a +3 cards off the Lunatone, whatever it's cycle something.
Yes, Lunar Cycle, I think. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Arctic, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for joining.
Besides the lunar cycle and getting a second Charcadet down, do you personally think there's anything else that Ethan can do this turn? Maybe evolving the Charcadet if he can.
So that is one thing. I would love to see the Char Cadet evolve. But otherwise, no, I think this is about as ideal as he could hope for. And I will say credit to, we get the Char Cadet. Credit to Ethan. Planning ahead and getting the Cruel Arrow, I think, is huge here because now this enables him to apply pressure and not just knock out Monkey Door. You can actually take relevant knockouts and know that, sure, Justin, take your 2 prizes. This is going to be like a good setup for Ethan.
I'm more curious if does actually using the bundle here change anything in particular? Because you could keep the energy on the Monkey Door, hypothetically.
I don't know how much it matters. I see what you mean of trying to force the retreat.
Yeah.
I think that's a relatively low value use for bundle here.
Okay.
We
Lily's top deck.
Lilies.
Oh my God, Justin doesn't miss.
That's so good here. I do think there's an argument to sticking the energy on Monkey.
Sure.
But to be honest, Justin could always go in and mind bend, Silver Edge later in the game and it'd still be relevant. So it just kind of seems like a low value use of bundle.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was something that I could figure out for myself because I wasn't sure personally.
I do think it's reasonable. But again, I don't know. It's all about what's the value you're getting from it.
Okay.
And not allowing him to retreat in energy doesn't seem like great value.
I see the unfair stamp in the back of the hand.
I do too, but I don't see any way to get a Charmeleon down or a Candy to evolve in the Charizard.
I don't either, but one thing I do see is a second Mander.
Yes.
So we're not completely out of the water. I don't see a second Mander. I'm a liar.
We see a Night Stretcher, so we could get another Dreepy. But now this is kind of tough.
See the recon.
Just kidding. Man, it'd be awesome to have you here.
Is that a candy?
Oh,
That's
that
a
is
candy.
a candy.
And we have this hard. Wow.
Ooh.
Dan, Justin's just like kind of just proving us wrong every step we like.
I know.
Think of.
We do also have Pheasantipity, so we could draw more cards anyway. And to be honest, Moshe, I kind of want to see the Charizard accelerate 2 to Charizard, 1 to Cloak if we have 3 in deck. Bench the Fez, and then unfair stamp, and then flip the script. And just say, I'm going to be way more set up than you are.
I think that's pretty good. Ethan has a lot of energies in discard. It's not going to be enough, I think. I haven't really been counting, and we don't really have a counter.
I don't think we're going to be there.
But we're kind of just banking that. What do you call it? Justin's kind of banking that Ethan doesn't draw fighting energy to Lunar Cycle. But even then, I feel like on Ethan's side of the board, because we have that bundle, we're guaranteed a prize card next turn, regardless of how many energies we do have. Which, with Justin counting, it wasn't enough.
But no, and so exactly to your point, that is kind of what I mean as a high value use
Yeah,
of the bundle, because using it this turn sure would have forced a retreat.
but now we have it to guarantee a prize card.
Exactly. And being able to guarantee a prize card rather than try to two-shot a Charizard is a huge deal because it gives us more leeway.
Yeah.
And Jewish Kid, like, that is a very good reason. Did you get into EUIC? Because there are literally 5,000 people in that tournament. It's crazy, man.
We're not going to play the Fez, which I think is fine too. We got a second Dreepy down, so it's like we have plenty of draw options eventually. Part of me wonders if, with kind of what you were saying, if there is a world where I know why Justin didn't play the Fez, because if Ethan draws any form of Gus, that's a free 2 prizes for his Sarah Ledge.
Yes.
But part of me wonders if there is a world where it's worth playing it just for the extra cards.
My thought is on that, if we did not have Charizard to attack, I agree.
Yeah.
But we
Because
have
we do.
Charizard to attack. And so the kind of pressure on Justin's end is much lower because we're going to take 2 prizes.
Yeah.
And that puts him in a much better spot. Whereas Ethan now may go down to 4 prizes remaining, which isn't quite enough.
The hand's not great either for Ethan. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was Ultra Ball Jet. So we're getting basically +4 energies if you include the 3 on Fez.
Yes. Which,
but
to be fair, we literally knock out anything on Justin's bench right now.
Yeah. So we had to promote the Sarah Ledge. That's obvious.
Yes, we do want to.
And did not see what the draw was.
I don't think he's drawn yet, which is why.
He did. He has
Oh,
two
he
cards
did?
in hand. Yeah.
Well, can't quite see what that is. And Jewish Kid, congrats on getting in on the first wave. That's awesome. Is that...
Carmine.
Oh, that's a great
That's a pretty
grab.
good card.
Yeah. And so we are going to see a few more cards. Like we talked about, that bundle's going to guarantee a prize. And now I think Ethan's just trying to set up to reach for the big knockout with Severledge.
I actually don't hate grabbing the Fez here.
I don't love it.
The only reason I say I don't hate it is because Briar.
Ah, okay. So say a little bit more about that.
So with the bundle, assuming we miss on the Zard knockout,
Yes,
when we bundle, we're going to go down to 4 prizes.
correct.
That's only 240. That's not enough for Zard to knock it out. So Justin's only real 2 prize value is on that Pheasantipity, which with that, Justin will then go to 2 prize cards, which then allows Ethan to have a lot more option. Of course, it's really bad in the sense of you're going to only go down to 3, or you're only going to go down to 1, sorry. But it's really like something you have to gamble on and just hope that Justin can't find another Zard. You could go, wait, do we play an Iono? I don't think so. Why would we play an Iono?
In Ethan's list, I assume not.
Yeah.
There are no Ionos.
Or we can Legacy. Sorry. I forgot that Legacy's a card in this deck.
Okay, so Legacy Energy makes sense. And so I agree with you to a degree.
Yes.
I think the issue is, honestly, Jewish Kid, I think the landing is the scariest part of flying. I think that's super reasonable. And the first time on a plane was to EUIC in 2024. That's so sick. I love it. But sorry, Moshe, getting back to the game. Legacy Energy is a big deal.
For sure.
It's probably the biggest deal, honestly, in this matchup.
Yeah.
Because if Justin can go down to 2, Ethan can use Briar without having to win the game.
Yeah. But it's still like weird in my head, because we have to play a Turo if we want a Legacy, because then we could just if we don't Turo
that's
up
true.
the second Sarah Ledge, it just gets boss, and that's 2 prizes regardless. So we can't Briar with it, and if we can't Briar that turn with the Legacy, Justin's gonna knock out either the Lunatone or the Soul Rock, and then the Briar plays completely out of view.
So that is true. But I think that's under the assumption that Justin does find the Gust here, which it doesn't look like he has yet.
I don't believe so, because it has to be a boss. It can't be a counter catcher.
Yes, because we are tied on prizes. And for the first time in forever, Dragapult's a decent deck. So every now and then you're ahead. And actually, with both of those recon directives missing, we don't even have an out to go get Pheasantipity right now.
I don't see it.
So I mean, Justin's kind of stuck hitting into this Severledge, and that's a huge deal.
We could play Lilies though. Oh, does that? No, that's. Oh, he's 10 short now with that.
He would be 10 short. Now, that could actually be very, very impactful.
because of the Dragapult.
Well, because of the Drag Pult, but also if Ethan misses the KO.
Sure.
Because if Ethan misses the KO on this Charizard, that means there's damage to play with, and then Justin can clean up the knockout.
Yeah. Oh, Justin can win next turn actually without Super Rod. Because we can go Turo, assuming Ethan gets a knockout. We can go Turo, Counter Catcher, Dragapult. Or it has, because it's Hawlucha the Fez.
Correct.
Turo up anything that's active to get the bench spot open for the Hawlucha. And then you Counter Catcher the Fez. You're swinging for 260 into the Ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go Phantom Dive 200, 10 on the Charcaden, or 10 on the Ledge, and you win. Assuming Ethan doesn't play Turo. Assuming Ethan doesn't knock out the Zard. There's a lot of hypotheticals. There's a lot of what ifs.
There's a lot there. And now, granted, Dragapult's going to draw a bunch of cards.
That's also just right from Justin, too.
Yeah, and that's also fine. And we do see the hit for 240 onto the Ledge. Arctic, I think it's a really good question. I will say everyone hates on Polt Noir. I think Polt Noir has a very close matchup into Guardy if both players play it very well. But I could see Zard being a little tougher.
Oh, and Justin just did the exact same thing I was saying, but in different words. We still put 240 on the Ledge. It's just going to get... We're just going to boss the Fez. We're just going to do the exact same thing I was saying.
Yep.
He just did it in a lot easier way than I did.
That's fair. Much fewer steps.
That just shows how much I've been thinking recently. That I didn't just think of, oh, put the damage on the Fez on the board, and then you can just boss it later because you're going to hit for 240.
Do we have a boss in hand?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'll check. I mean, Polt Dusk is very close. I think one of the advantages with Polt Zard is just you have such a more reliable, durable attacker. And you also have a lot more aggression. And you get to play Unfair Stamp, which, in case y'all didn't know, Unfair Stamp is a very good A spec.
It was pretty good. It's a pretty good card.
You were literally playing a Goldengo with Unfair Stamp, which now that can't possibly be correct.
That deck was just bad.
Well, okay, yes, that is very recent. And Murray, awesome to have you here. Thank you very much for joining. It is good to be back. Okay, so then, Moshi, how does Ethan get himself in a position to not lose?
You have to find a Turo. That's really Ethan's only plan of action, which I don't think he drew one off the Lunar Cycle. So actually, assuming we're taking a knockout, it's almost impossible to, I think, win this game because we have to be able to say Turo up the Ledge, or assuming we miss its Turo. If we knock out this Charizard, Justin just has counter catcher game. If we can Turo up the Ledge, now we need to find more energies and discard to win the game. Because if Ethan can have a combination of Turo up the Ledge and knock out the Charizard, Ethan's in a really good spot. But we saw research.
We do see the research, and that is pretty tough. Now, granted, Justin doesn't have it yet.
Yeah. Neither does Ethan, I think.
I know. Oh, but we do see the legacy energy come down.
Does that change anything? I guess counter catcher.
So it does, because you know
you
where
can
you
put it
need
on
to
the
slap.
Fez.
Yes. See, we are on the same page. I do think you put that on Fez.
You have to.
Because Dragapult placing damage counters on Ledge does not activate the legacy energy.
Okay, I had to check to make sure Justin's not playing an E-Hammer because that would have been crazy.
Okay, that would be crazy. So I think Pulsar got a lot of hype just because it is more of a durable, aggressive deck. So even though you don't have the power spike potential of the...
That can't be right. I don't think that's right.
There has to be another energy to retreat instead of that one.
I mean...
Because, I mean, we have a jet in hand. We have
we had a jet in hand? What? Oh, was that enough? I guess.
But, I mean, why not use the jet? I'm confused.
Well, I think the thing for Ethan was that he was too short.
Well,
so we had attached to the active. Yeah, that
yeah,
also
just
works.
attach the jet to the active retreat.
And we got a counter catcher.
Okay, well,
so
yeah, we have the
do we have Dragapult, though?
We do not. We do not.
We do. We have Arbor for Ultra Ball.
That is true.
Which we had an Arbor beforehand. So.
Yep, we do the Ultra Ball. Do we have a Dragapult in deck?
At the top,
Looks like we do. So, okay. Ethan certainly did his part.
Ethan did everything he could have. I think the legacy was a bit weird.
Not that it mattered.
No, obviously. If there was a reason why we were short energy, I can understand it, but it's still the point of if we're not sure, I still think we have to swing with that active Cerulege, even though it has damage on it. But we had to put the energy on the Fez, because then we don't lose the game.
So that is true. The other thing I would say, and Murray, it would be awesome to have you here for any game. I have played a total of 2 Magic games in my life, but I'm sure it's a fun game. But let's go to our next game, and let's come back to this one and talk about it. And we
Sure.
have a very different board here with Gardevoir versus Charizard EX, played by Adam. And Charizard seems to be doing all right here.
Yeah, Adam and I have talked a lot about this deck. Uh, as you know, Dan, personally, I am a pretty big Zard guy.
Yes.
But Adam is an even bigger Zard guy. Like Adam,
Charizard is his baby.
Adam put me on Charizard. So,
Okay.
and one thing I've noticed about me and Adam's conversations is that Adam knows Charizard. Um, Unfortunately, this is like, at least with Adam and I, our last conversation was, how do we beat Jelly Guardy?
So here's a quick thing, Moshi, that I think we should consider. There is no fire energy on that Charizard.
That is true.
That is wild to me.
And I'm very curious how we got there.
I am also fascinated on how we got there. So Sammy, I wouldn't argue, except if Adam finds a Dust Noir, he just wins.
That's true. Or do we?
Yes, because we Dust Noir one of the monkeys, and then Terrapagos knocks out the fridge.
Oh, yes. I don't know how to read today, Dan. This is a problem.
That's fine. Reading is not a necessary skill set.
I think I need to know how to do that today for the most part.
No, it's fine. Listen, all day, all I have to do is talk about feelings, and now I just get to talk about Pokemon. Basically, you guys, everyone has to listen to me app all day. Oh, and we see the Iono to follow.
That's huge.
That is. So now this is a minor sequencing thing, because Trevor's a much better Guardy player than me.
Sure.
Really would have liked to see the Iono and then the Monkey Dory damage move, just in case your hand informs your decision.
There's a Devo in this deck loose. That's cool.
Ooh, that is cool.
See a Vessel come down. There's the Devo speaking of which.
Would Devo would be pretty good here.
Devo would have been pretty good. Of course, item locking this turn seems better.
Yeah.
Just because we can get another turn to spread more damage around.
Actually, no. I think Devo would have been all but essential this turn.
Would it be better this turn?
Only because
we knock out the Dust Bowl.
Right, because it would remove a win condition for Adam.
Well, no, because it doesn't knock out the Charmeleon.
Which is fine. There's 4 energy on the board.
We play 5.
Yes.
And
so
there's a counter catcher too.
There we go. All right, we are cooking.
We don't play Taro.
No, we do play a Jet Energy, which I believe Adam just
Does
drew.
it? Did he? Sick.
And so the problem is, I don't think we have an out to Dust Noir right now.
We do have Jet Energy. You're good at reading cards, Dan.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I got glasses, everyone, because I'm an old man now, and they're necessary. All right, so then, Moshi, how does Adam either win the game or keep the pressure on?
So, obviously, you could either jet up this Fan Rotom or the Terrapagos. Probably Fan Rotoms could be better. You have to knock out this Frillish no matter what. Go down to 1 prize. Force Trevor to do anything.
Yeah.
Basically. Because based off his board state, I'm going to assume that Trevor has done a lot of nothing.
That seems like a reasonable assumption at this point.
I mean, we're at 5 prizes. We have 1 Guardy.
Things have not been great on Trevor's side of the board. And Josh, listen, if baby's screen time is Nerd Rage, I won't say a complaint. That was my baby Arlen's only allowable screen time was when I am on stream. So, but kind of like you're saying, yeah, we have not done a lot on Trevor's end.
Trevor's hand just not good.
And we can't even really effectively thin it out. We can only draw 1 card with Mew if we fully bench out.
But we can... Oh, no, we can't do that, actually. I was going to say we can knock out the Terrapagos, but we can't because 1 Terror Rule and 2, the Fan Rotom's in the active.
Those are 2 key problems here.
So, I just want to know, Dan, and you're just straight right off the bat, your first thought, why is it just not swing with Guardy? Or is it just swing with Guardy and just hope that Adam doesn't have Boss or Dusknoir?
be. So,
Or it can't be a Dusknoir because we're going to, I think, knock out the Dusclops.
I believe we are going to knock out the Dusclops. So, the only reason I would say that is because if we do knock out Fanrotom, I know I mentioned before that knocking out the Duskull would prevent the one-turn win. Now, Boss's Orders would allow the win. A retreat Candy Charizard would allow the win.
Yes.
There's a few too many lines that I think this opens up. So Trevor does go down to 3 prizes, but we just need like a Rod Candy Charizard.
We have Ultra Ball for Fez, I presume.
Oh,
or
just
even
get a Noctowl. Noctowl for Prime, and that's going to do it. There we go.
Sick.
And Trevor says, son of a diddly, I was really hoping to pull this off still. But
That's
Charizard,
what I heard.
Yes, absolutely. So Charizard won both of our rounds.
Yeah.
One is just Charizard. The other one's Charizard with some Dragapult, which isn't bad.
We have Charizard with Dragapult and Charizard with a couple of colorless friends.
We do, and those are very good friends, especially when their other friend Dawn kind of ties them all together.
That's a pretty good card.
It is a very good card. Honestly, so actually, let's start there. So we have, I would say, a lot to talk about, but to be blunt with y'all, not really. There is not a lot going on right now in the Pokemon world. So for me, the thing I was excited to talk about is, number one, what is kind of the tweaking, the stuff we can do during this break to prep? 2, we talked about it. Let's talk about rotation a little bit. And 3, can we heavily criticize everyone who makes it onto stream? Does that sound good?
Absolutely. That sounds fun to me.
Fantastic.
That sounds great.
Excellent. I will actually say I have very little criticism there for either Trevor or Adam. It seems like they're really set up about as good a board as we can.
I think there was like, I wonder how Trevor got to his board state he did. Of course, we don't know like 3/4 of their game they played.
Right.
It's like, it's just how and is there a better line for this matchup?
Yes.
Because obviously the matchup's a little harder because of Noctowl. But how much does it alter if we knew how Trevor got to his board state and if there was something better that we could have done as Trevor?
So, and I actually trust Trevor implicitly on
I do.
Gardevoir.
I'm not saying I don't.
My bigger question is how did we end up with a Charizard with 0 energy on Adam's board? That to me is truly the mystery I want answered.
I think I can ask him that the next time I step out.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to go get him? Because
sure,
I'm
I can do that for
curious
you,
to ask him about this. So one of the things that we have coming up on not this Saturday but next Sunday is the invitational for our local players. So Bryce, do we have an old one of the standings somewhere? I know Rafal tweeted out a new one. If you can make an image quick and we can talk about it a bit. But essentially, for those who have not been paying attention, we are continuing to do our local invitational series, which basically means we get a ton of people to come play in our tournaments. There's a bunch of ways to auto-qualify. Tonight's one of them. And we have an invitational where those players get to play for $1,000 worth of store credit here. And Adam, are you qualified for the invitational?
I should be. I think I was second in points outside of like the auto qualifiers. So I think I should be good to go.
All right, so you're essentially a lock at this point.
Yeah.
So Adam, I have one question, and then I want to hear more about what's going on. How is there a Charizard with no energy on your board?
So I had a situation where my Zard was my Zard was pretty tagged up, and I had enough for a way to retreat, a Night Stretcher attached onto to Terrapagos, and have a more of a safe play where I'm not potentially getting devoed.
Okay.
And it ended up where Terrapagos was just sticking on the board the whole game as my potential terror in case it got devoed.
That's super reasonable. And we came into the game very late in the game, and I just saw them like, I have lots of questions. But I feel like the Terrapagos is usually the starting attacker for this deck, right?
Definitely. I think as long as you have a reliable way of getting an energy the second energy onto the Zard, going 1 Zard, 2 onto Terrapagos, and being your first attacker is super awesome, especially since you need it on the board really, really early. Finding Candy Zard to enable your Terra plays is super inefficient, so having the Terrapagos as your main attacker and your main Terra works out pretty well.
I mean, that seems nice. There are literally whole decks built around Terrapagos in the past. So how Moshi was talking about how you are a Zard stan to the nth degree. How are you liking this iteration with Dawn, Owls, Birds compared to like previous iterations?
It feels like you get punished for missequencing a lot harder.
Okay.
And for mismanaging your board. Last weekend I played Zard to one of the cups, and I was relatively new-ish to playing the deck at the time, and I was mismanaging my board really heavy. not setting up enough Charmanders where either I was overextending, putting up double Hoot Hoot, or putting up double Charmander and just getting hard punished. And it was really disappointing running into Goldangos and playing super sloppy. So I think that Donzard it enables a lot of good checkmate boards. At the end of the game there, I forced Trevor to knock out my Dusclops. If not, it was just game over anyway. And by doing that, I was able to manage my board and get my attackers ready to go and take the clean win, I think.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It seemed like you played it really well. Like, you had the lines teed up. We were also talking about you were like one Dusknoir away from just locking it down. Murray, we would love to have you just come spike and qualify. We've got a $1,000 League Cup here on Sunday, so you could probably cover that flight pretty easily. So, Adam, I was going to ask, too, like, how is the matchup for Charizard into Guardy? Is it positive? Is it weird?
I feel like it's a little bit more difficult than the traditional Zard that we've seen in the past, seeing as how you're putting up a lot of a lower HP Pokemon on your bench that could easily be like monkeyed to death. So in that regard, it's a little more difficult, but your game plan is essentially still the same. You're chasing Guardies, eliminating their options. Playing through Jelly is a bit more difficult, but at the same time, you have Dawn to kind of bail you out. I was fortunate that Trevor prized A-Ralts and Devo and Jelly. So he wasn't really able to get a super consistent item lock. So the Dawns kind of carried me through it.
So that's one thing I found. And do we have the next pairings up? Yes? Okay, perfect. So I'll ask you one more question, then I'll let you go get set up. So this is something I found when playing against the deck. I severely underestimated just how good Dawn was.
It's crazy.
Like, is it really as strong as it seems?
It really is like the final puzzle piece for somewhat jank hands in Zard.
Okay.
Like, if you have, your candies, but not you don't have access to Ultra Ball, Dawn kind of just bails you out, getting you Noctowl and getting you everything you want. You could play a little bit slower in the early game by just setting up Noctowl Pidgeot, and then they're just forced to put themselves in a really awkward situation, and Dawn just kind of turbos through the Pokemon in the deck. It's pretty awesome.
So I will say one of the only cards I added into Dragapult from the new set is Dawn, because it's a card turn 1. You can get a Budu, your Cloak for the next turn, something like that. And then in the middle of the game, you get Cloak, Polt, or Dusknoir, and the like. It's a Fez to draw with it.
Yeah.
It's just strong.
It's really awesome. And even like on like announcement when we first saw it as a preview, we knew it was going to be like super, super good. It just on paper it sounds so awesome, and in application it's even better.
And see, I was very pessimistic. Hooray, 3 Pokemon. Woo! But no, dude, thank you for chatting with us. Good luck the rest of the day, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
For sure. Hopefully we talk to you in like 3 or 4 rounds when you're 5-0. And on that note, so today we actually have kind of a smaller crowd, which makes sense. Holiday season. We got 24 players here, which I love that that's a smaller crowd for us because we've built a really cool community here. And do we have our next pairings and set up?
We do.
What are we going to see today?
We have Goldengo and another Charizard.
Ooh, okay.
This time there's a Ochre Pond in there. There's a Water Pond in there. I think it's the we were talking about it earlier. It's Kevin Daichi.
Ooh, and this
You can
is,
take a
I
look at
believe,
that.
like a variation of both the Stuttgart list, and then there have been a ton of decks in the Japan Champions League that have been using Charizard with the Water Pond just as a spread snipe applied 2-prize pressure early in the game.
We also have a Goldengo.
I don't love Golden Go, but it is very good. Jewish kid, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Dude, Norm's a great guy. We've got a great place, great location here. They don't pay me anything, but I'm still happy to be here, and it's fun to be a part of it. And so Goldango, Moshe, you were playing a bunch of Goldango earlier today.
Yeah, this is very different than the one I was playing.
It is extremely different, but that's probably good for them, not for you.
This is the typical Lunatone Soul Rock package. It's not a
Oh, this is going to be a quick one.
It's not a trolley version. We have Prime Catcher instead, which if we play trolley, we kind of just won this turn.
We don't even need trolley.
Do we not? Because
all we need is a nest ball.
Oh, we need nest ball air balloon because
and we have air balloon and energy in hand.
Sick. Okay, great game, guys.
Yes.
I forgot who's on 2. Where's their
do we have one on 2?
We do. I know.
Excellent. We'll just let Wesley piece it together.
But what I was gonna say.
Sorry, I'm just watching Kevin's expression here.
So with Wesley's list, it's a little different because there's no trolley. Obviously, like I said, it's a Prime Catcher, which means the setup's a little bit weird. But I think it's like triple Buddy Poffin.
And that is game, which I'm glad we gave you such good lead in, but really,
Oh, that was a bad hand for
that was
Kev.
not a great hand. And let's go to game 2, because that's why we have 2. And
That's
this
not a
is a
deck.
very different start for Alec with a double buddy Poffin. Wow.
Do know Ben's on track.
And so we have a low punny Dustnoir on
just won a
Alec's
couple-
end versus Dragapult Dustnoir on Ben's end. And I'm assuming that's what Ben is playing,
That
because
is what
that
Ben
is
is playing.
all that Ben has been playing. Ben and I have been talking Dragapult for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, great Zard matchup.
At least we haven't had 3 straight Zard wins. That's new.
That is true. All right, so Moshi, tell us a bit about this low punny Dustnoir deck, or if you have nothing on it, I can tell us about it.
I will try my hardest.
Okay.
Let's see. So,
And Chaz, yes, that was a very quick game.
I know that Alec recently just won a cup with this.
Yes, which credit to Alec. That's awesome.
I do want to say it's the exact same list. I don't know much about it because I haven't, again, like I said, played the game. I haven't seen this deck move. I've seen him play it for like 2 turns, and like that was like it.
Moshi, if you want me to be the one to talk about it, I can just talk.
I can so
about
talk
it.
about Dragon Ball. You got my.
Okay, I'll let you talk about Dragapult then. Tell
Sure.
us all about Dragapult.
You got that. You can. Okay, so Dragon Ball. I played a lot more Dragon Ball than I have this.
Excellent.
With this matchup, I assume you want to just focus more on the bunnies more than anything. Maybe the Pidgey. The Duskulls, you're fine. You can afford to tank one, I guess you could say. Obviously, the most important thing is the bunnies because those are going to be Alec's main hitter. Pollinating, I assume, is a good thing in this matchup, I'd like to say, but I don't see how bad it could be for Alec, especially if he has a board like this to start his turn.
I'm nodding along for those who can't see me at home, but yes.
Of course, with a deck like Alex, and even Ben's, mostly just the Dustin archetype that I'm focusing on. Pollinating is pretty good, but it more specifically in an Alec deck, if you can just go like low punny plus a Dusclops, you're pretty much in a great spot. But with Ben, he wants to focus. I'd assume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You played this deck more than I have recently. I assume that we want to take down the bunny. We want to take down the Pidgey. Because if Alec doesn't have either of those, I assume the deck doesn't function as well as I hope it does.
So real quick, there's a bunch of comments. Bunny does not have a good Dango matchup. Alakazam, I think, is interesting and a very, very mid deck. It's cool. It's got a lot of cool things it can do, but it struggles into some of the best decks in the format. And, dude, nice. Chaz, congrats on winning the cup with that. Poltmore is so strong. But to your point, Moshi, yes and no. I think actually targeting down the Duskulls is a really good thing for Dragapult because those are what's going to enable Alec to reach big knockouts and really mess with his board. And actually, keeping your own Duskulls alive and letting Alec use Mega Lopunny is great because a Dusknoir plus Phantom Dive one-shots a Mega Lopunny for 3 prizes. And so that is a huge deal because it really, really shortens the game for Ben. And so on Alec's end now, we are somewhat starting to cook.
We have an Iona.
We do have an Iona.
I assume he didn't really want to play it if he didn't have to because we had a Jet, we had a Boss, so if we had a Lopunny, that hand was pretty good.
I would agree. So one quick thing for Alec, I would have loved to actually see him retreat that Latias last turn and go into Pidgey. Because Pidgey tanking 10 damage is not a big deal and fixes no math.
Yeah.
But 10 damage on this Latias is a huge deal.
Sure. So I don't see an energy.
No, we do have a Mega Lopunny.
There you go.
And we have a Hilda.
We have a couple items too.
And we have a Duskull. We actually, honestly, this is a really good hand, minus the fact we're not taking a prize.
I mean, I guess.
Well,
Oh,
that's an interesting decision.
Early aggression. Hope we get an energy. That's not an energy. It's a Hilda. But I mean, yeah, I don't really know what that was for actually.
So it does a couple of things. One, it gave Alec the opportunity to find an energy to take a quick prize. 2, it turned Ben's Lilies for 8 to Lilies for 6, and Ionos for 6 to Ionos for 5.
You're a genius.
And 3, it just applies some pressure and forces Ben to use more resources to get into another Itchy Pollen. Sorry, I didn't mean to underrun the question there. All right, so then, Moshi, what is Ben looking for here?
I assume a buddy poffin. If I
That
had to
would
say.
be very good.
I'd like to think that Ben would probably want to maybe swing with another Badoo here, just to continue putting on that pressure of just not being able to have Alec do anything. There's a buddy poffin.
There we go.
I assume you want an energy that's not that Neo upper because of boss being in deck.
Correct.
But I mean, just based off the draw, I don't actually think there's a way for us to Itchy Pollen this turn, based off what I saw, and that kind of like, in a world, it kind of scares me because Alec has Hildas. Alec now has access to Ultra Ball, assuming we can't use an Itchy Pollen this turn, which means there is a lot for Alec to do next turn.
Agreed. So one thing I would have liked to see on Ben's end is he had the Buddy Poffin and held it in order to use Dracloak.
Yes.
In general, if you're trying to find additional basics, that's the right choice. Here, based on what was in Ben's hand, he really, really needed to find an out to Latias.
Yeah.
And so in that case, I think it was much better to use the Buddy Poffin first to thin out, to hope, even though it's a low probability, to hit an Ultra Ball or something like that.
Wait, are we
going to retreat the Neo? That can't be correct.
Unless there's a Latias we both missed. Why are we doing this?
I have many questions, and that is one of them.
We're in the same boat here.
Yes. So we do have Counter Catcher.
It's just.
Oh, no, that's actually huge. Okay, But
can I go talk to him about that after this?
I do think we want to Counter Catcher the Lopunny.
We don't, but
that's not great.
oh, because the low punny affects only when it moves to the active, right?
Exactly. So it does 60, so it'd still knock out the Buddy, but would prevent any other shenanigans.
Yeah. Is there is there ever a world? Okay, well we don't have enough, but I was wondering if it was ever wrong. Which there's definitely worlds where I'm wrong because I haven't been right a lot today.
No, you're fine. You're doing great. You're doing great. I'll gladly tell you when you're wrong.
But I ever wonder if it's like ever worth, because Ben's down the Neo upper, if we ever just find a way to go double Dusclops and knock out the Dracloak.
So I don't mind that. To be honest, I'm actually thinking the reverse direction. We know that Ben is not going to be able to Phantom Dive next turn.
So knock out a Duskull.
I don't even think we need to knock out a Duskull. I think we can build up to multiple Dust Noirs.
That too.
Because now Alec knows he has time.
Yes.
And we can
Okay, yes.
build up two Dusclops, not pop them, and then go into two Dusknoir next turn to wipe Ben's board. Which is a very Dragapult approach to life, but Alex is just going about it in a very different way.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense, actually. Because I still don't agree with retreating with that Neo upper energy.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, even that that Alex is playing E-Hammer. Why are we still doing
Alec
it?
playing E-Hammer?
Yeah, he's playing one copy of E-Hammer.
Oh, goodness, that's so rude.
And we did draw candy off the enriching energy, so we can't even Ultra Ball. Jeez. Oh, my God. I am doing great.
You're doing great, man.
I've had a long day, guys.
Oh, and so here's okay.
We have to promote first. It doesn't matter, but we have to promote first before we take the prize.
No, not for Ben because the prize is taken off the ability.
That's right. I'm a liar, guys.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great, Moshi.
I'll figure it out by Sunday.
That's fine. That's fine. That's good. And Jewish kids. So I think Jelly Guardy probably would be fine, but best of one and best of three are two very, very different games.
That is true.
All right, so now going back to this game, we do have Ben putting the Duskull into the active, Lopunny in the active. Ooh, I think Ben's just in a very tough spot here.
I think having to use that Neo upper was just kind of ran this game the other way, and I feel like this is a more favorable matchup for Dragapult, if I had to say.
I agree. I think this is a good matchup for Dragapult, but obviously Dragapult sucks until it doesn't.
If you have to use your Neo upper to get an Itchy Pollen off, it's not a good deck.
Okay, so remind me after this game to talk about my Neo Uppy on Pheasantipity adventure.
You didn't even tell me about that.
I have not told you about that. I will tell you about that in a minute.
Wow.
But we do see the Hilda here from Ben, likely getting another Dracloak. So like we're playing the game, but I feel like at this point we're so far behind.
Yeah. I don't. Obviously, I'm not going to count out Dragapult and say that it's unwinnable at this point because obviously Dragapult had some very major comebacks,
Yes.
and that's what this deck is mainly known for. But I wonder what our comeback is in this sense. Because I want to know what we can do, because I feel like in this spot, Alec just goes, I'll jet up something on my bench, I'll retreat it for free because of the Latias, and I'll boss up whatever Dracloak you have an energy on, and then you just shake my hand, kind of.
Well, so I think what Ben's going to do is evolve this into Dragapult to get it out of range of that, attach a single energy, and then there's a chance we just pass.
It's still because of Alec now having access to that Ultra Ball and that Rare Candy. It's again just Jet Boss.
So the one thing we have here, though, is Ben with that counter catcher can knock out Duskull.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, using this Dusclops here is
Not great.
horrible is the word I was going to go with.
That's also a pretty good word for it.
Yes, this is atrocious is yet another word we could try. But I do think we have to counter catcher up this Duskull and knock it out because otherwise you're exactly right, Moshi. Dragapult's dead.
Yeah.
And we do see the counter catcher knockout. But here's the thing. I mentioned before that Duskmar is perfect math to knock out Lopunny.
Yeah. We don't have any.
We don't.
We could Night Stretcher for one.
We
But-
could.
Then what? But at the same time, I feel like this is exactly what I was just talking about. Now Ben is actually in a pretty good spot if you think about it. We have.
Are we?
We have a very damaged Latias and a Pidgey on
Oh,
board.
you're actually right. If we're able to find Gust, we're okay.
Yes.
And we have Gust in hand.
But Alec is going to find it out to Candy Pidgey out this turn. If I was right and there was a candy in that hand because we have Ultra Ball, we've had
There
Ultra Ball.
was.
Okay, then it's awkward again.
Correct. Now
Um,
everything is horrible yet again.
It's like that chart of we're so back, it's so over. It's just we're back at the bottom.
Yes. It's a wild ride out here, people.
All Alec can't do is bench another 60 HP Pokemon.
Which I'm very glad he's getting rid of that Duskull because there was a small part of my mind that feared that that's exactly what he was about to do. But like you said, we have the Ultra Ball, we have the Rare Candy, and I think there was a Pidgeot EX in deck.
I do think so. I do want to check something. Are these those? No, these are those.
And there is a Pidgeot EX, so that'll ruin Ben's day a little bit if we're banking on that knockout.
Yeah. One thing I was kind of thinking of is if we played a Terra, I feel like this game is just kind of over. But Alec doesn't play one. But regardless, this game, in my opinion, I feel is still kind of over. That's okay. We play switches, I guess.
We also have Latias.
I also don't think we really. Well, we can't do both. We can't.
Oh,
draw and
right.
attack.
Why
Why would we?
Yeah, Dusclops would only do 50, so it still wouldn't knock out the Pidgey, because I think it's a 60 HP Pidgey that Alec had
was
down.
A 60 HP Pidgey.
But if it was 50 HP
Oh,
Pidgey,
absolutely.
100% you're correct. Otherwise, putting the 50 on there doesn't matter too much. This 50 on the Latias does play around weird stuff like Bravery Charm or some kind of damage modifier, so I understand it there. It's just kind of a weird hand.
Yeah, back to what I was trying to ask though. I feel like after we attack, how does Alec quote unquote lose with this Pidgeot in play now?
I have no idea.
Okay, sick.
Absolutely no idea.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
100%. This should be just absolute game for Alec.
See, guys, I can be right sometimes.
So, the one way I could be wrong with that is if we see a Turo Rare Candy. And currently we see neither of those things. So,
Turo, Rare Candy, Jet Headbutt? That doesn't seem great.
no, but it does set us up to try to stay in the game.
I guess.
Because-
no, because you can't Turo Jet because sorry, you can't Turo because if you do, Alex still just goes Jet Swing. Now you're in the same spot you were just in.
You know, that's right, and I don't like it, so I'm going to ignore it.
Okay.
The one difference would be we could do something with Alec being at low prizes that involved Monkey Dory shifting damage to follow that up, and then use Blood Moon Ursaluna to close out.
One thing that is important, there's no candies in this list.
That is a problem. Now, Blood Moon Ursaluna is an out to do a decent bit of damage, but 240 is not quite enough. And so this is where something like with Ben choosing to use that Dusclops to clear it out of the active,
Yep.
I think it would have been much better to just go in with the Dracloak and assume that you're going to have kind of a weak attack, but save that Dusclops for Dust Noir
Yes.
to close out the game.
Yeah. I just feel like there's a lot more we could have done as Ben. I feel like obviously the big one, and we're going to continue to talk about it, was the Neo Upper Energy retreating.
Yes.
But I feel like there was just a lot more options we could have had as Ben to possibly stay into this game. Because I feel like we're just missing a lot. Like, there's a lot of pieces that we missed that were very bad that we missed.
And also, this is something else to note. Alec has game on board regardless,
Yeah.
because Lopunny does have a second attack that for 2 colorless energy for 100 does 160 and it shreds. At the Cup on Sunday I was at, he was playing into Crustle. And Crustle found out very quickly that that shred attack is extremely impactful. Because Crustle was playing Rigid Band. And Moshi, I don't know if you know this, but Rigid Band is in effect. And so that Lopunny just knocked it out instantly.
Yeah, that's sick.
It is. It is. All right, and so we see the Dreepy come down, and then we see the Iono.
It's only like, I feel like this is only good if we like find a counter catcher. No, even counter catcher doesn't do because of the Latias. We're gonna Itchy Pollen and just. Okay, wait. I actually don't kind of hate the spot for Ben right now.
So Ben still loses, assuming that Alec plays a boss.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ben just, debating scooping it up.
Because we can. Yeah, I mean.
Yep. Ben just scoops it up, just saying that, hey, if you have any kind of gust, I lose the game. And yeah, that was a weird game, man.
It was. I don't like this deck.
So
it's too much thinking.
For those who just saw our faces come onto camera, they both held a look of confusion, which is exactly how we were feeling about everything that just happened there. What are your thoughts on that game, just overall?
I still don't understand Alec's deck. I feel like I won't for a while.
Okay, would you like me to explain Alec's deck in more
Please.
detail? All right, so Mega Lopunny is a 330 HP Stage 1 Mega, so it'd take 3 prizes if you knock it out. Its first attack does 60 damage for single colorless, or if you moved it from the bench into the active this turn, it does 170 more. Second attack, as I mentioned, 160 damage for 2 colorless, shreds. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Dust Noir, everyone knows what Dust Noir does, but basically it makes itself go boom boom and does a bunch of damage and gives your opponent a prize. So essentially, you have a very efficient, high damage attacker coupled with cards that you use to kind of disrupt and break up a board state. So the idea is, it's very similar to what Dragapult does late in the game. You try to do it early in the game. Use Dusclops, Dust Noirs, kind of pick apart the pieces of your opponent's board, and then use Mega Lopunny as a relatively high damage attacker early in the game to clear out any like lone 2 prizer like a Terrapagos, Pheasantipity, something like that. So essentially, you try to win the game in 2 turns, giving up 3 to 4 prizes yourself, and just kind of wipe the board of your opponent.
Okay.
So it's a really cool design deck. Like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting. It does lose hard to Dragapult if you don't retreat your Neo Upper Energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now we can go back to critiquing the game.
Yes. Now, please, Moshi, what is your feedback on that game? Aside from don't retreat the Neo Uppy, Ben, in the future, please.
I'm just curious, and I feel like there were plenty of moments where Ben had another option to do anything else. Like, unfortunately, not Itchy Pollening your opponent does feel bad, but I think instead of grabbing another Buddy off the Buddy Popping, which I think we did, I feel like there was better cards that we could have grabbed to establish our board state, which I think is important for a matchup such as that. Especially since in Ben's list there is no rare candy. I feel like the one important thing in that matchup now is establishing a solid board state and being able to consistently have an attacker ready, which we could have done with that Neo Upper Energy if we didn't use it to retreat it.
So I know you had very little to say about Lopunny, but that was excellently said about Dragapult. Yes, absolutely. So one of the big things with Dragapult is establishing that board, because you're the worst deck in the format for the first 2 turns of the game, but turns like 3 through 7, you are incredible.
Yes.
And so exactly like you're saying, slowing down your opponent, and this is something that'll come up in a lot of games, so for everyone watching, slowing down your opponent is important. If you are slowing them down at the detriment of enacting your own game plan, it's a really careful line to walk because you can just lose yourself the game by
Yep.
trying to stop them from doing something, especially when the disruption isn't that impactful.
Sure.
And obviously, it wasn't that impactful
It's
there.
not. The only time I was aware that Ben disrupted was when there was a Pidgeot on board, and of course we know Pidgeot is really good at stopping disruption and being
Yes.
good. So
100%.
but again, it's like Ben didn't have any out to disruption like the first half of the game. Only finding it when it didn't matter at that point obviously sucked. That's not something you want to have at Dragapult because as long as you can just go consistently disrupt as well as just having your cloak ready, you're in a pretty good spot.
Hmm.
But Ben doesn't have disruption. Ben doesn't have your cloak. Deck's kind of bad.
Yes, 100%. One other note I wanted to say, so the Mega Lopunny does 60 damage with the primary attack for one colorless, plus the bonus if you move it.
Yep.
There was a turn where Ben went into a Duskull rather than going into a Dreepy, and I think it would have been better to go into the Dreepy because then it would force the Jet Energy uses to take the prize rather than just letting Alec go boop right off the bat. But that's a minor one. Anyway, Moshi, real quick, you had mentioned that you are auto-qualified for
am,
Invitational.
yeah.
Bryce, would you mind throwing that up? Because Moshi is auto-qualified, and we will actually gain 2 more auto-qualifiers from this challenge tonight. And right now, this, people, is your leaderboard and auto-qualifiers for our Invitational on December 28th. And there's some pretty decent players here.
These are pretty good players, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of Michael Davidson. Pretty good player. Eli has gotten top 32 at 2 regionals this year. Well, top 32 and then bubble top 32 because that's dumb. Ryan Prusak is a pretty good player. World's invitee 2 years ago. Got top 64 at EUIC 2 years ago. And then John Wangard got a great pattern, great history of success. I am not on here, thank goodness for everyone else. But I mean, dude, these are some good players. And also the thing I love to see, these are local players that have helped build a really good community here.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'd like to say, because obviously I love my ego, I beat both Ryan and Eli last week. I think that's just important to mention.
Thank you for clarifying that for everyone.
Haven't beat Michael in like 2 years. That's not important. But yeah, obviously this is a great community to be in. I've been glad to be here. What this is my 4th year here, maybe, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
It has been the greatest 4 years of my life, I'd say. Coming here straight after middle school, straight my freshman year of high school. Just being able to have a community that I enjoy coming to every week, once a week, maybe sometimes 3 times a week, depending on where we're going. It's been really fun, and I've enjoyed playing it. I hope I don't stop playing it when I move to college, but obviously things are going to change. This has just been a great game to play, and I'm just thankful for everybody here. And like, it's been a great 4 years. So,
dude, it's been awesome to have you here. Like, we love having you as part of the community. Like, you're a great influence on the people around. You make horrible deck choices sometimes, but aside from that, like, you're always great to play with and have here. So no, I'm glad you've been a part of the community. And dude, thank you for saying so clearly why I love places like this, because like, this is the stuff we want. We want to build people that care about each other, have fun with each other, and like make it enjoyable to go sling some shiny cardboard every now and then. So just to transition to a silly story before I have a next round.
it's the Fez story.
It is the Fez story.
Yeah.
I did not build a solid community with my opponent that game. So I was playing the Dragapult Mirror, and my hand, as the kids say, was ass. I had to go first. Started Fezandipity with no ball search for anything else. Attached energy to Fez pass. My opponent did things, whatever. Item locked me. I'm like, cool. Top deck to Dreepy. Let's go. Put it down. Have nothing else to do. Attach energy to Fez. Pass. And so finally, I top deck, I had a Dracloak in my hand, and I still top decked nothing. I put Dracloak down.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me. Let me reassess that. I top decked Neo upper energy. I put your cloak down. I use Recon Directive. I find one supporter card, Professor's Research. I said a very unprofessional word very loud that I'm lucky my opponent didn't speak English because he would have understood it. And I say I have 2 options here. One, I can attach this to my Dracloak like a reasonable adult and say I just don't attack this turn, it's fine. Or I attach this to Fez, use my Fire, Psychic, and Neo upper energy on my Fez, and start Cruel Arrowing. And so the decision I made, and this is something, reason I'm sharing this is I promise it's relevant, I made the play that was the high swing, low percentage chance play. Because the reasonable play is to put it on Dracloak, but then my opponent, who had 1 Dracloak down and multiple Duskull down, would just immediately beat me.
Yeah.
And that seems very bad. So instead, I attached my Neil Uppy to Fez and Cruel Arrowed his Wonder Cloak. Played research, did my thing, and he was like, huh, that's cool. Evolved another Dracloak, but only one. Only one Dracloak.
Yeah.
And then passed it back to me, and I said, cool. Attach the energy to Dracloak. Cruel Arrow the Dracloak. So I took 3 prizes with Cruel Arrow before
Sick.
finally being able to attack with Dragapults. And so my poor opponent probably went home to his friends and said, what is wrong with this person? This deck is horrible. Why would anyone play it? But it brought me some joy.
It seemed fun. Not for your opponent, obviously.
No, miserable for my opponent, but
I can say, and this is from personal experience, this exact scenario happened to me in Milwaukee round 6 of
Wait,
the Dragapult
really?
Mirror. Yeah. My opponent crueled out for 4 prizes against me in the Dragapult Mirror
ah!
because I consistently went bench Dreepy, pass, draw for turn, night stretcher Dreepy, pass.
Oh, God.
I won that set. I won game 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. Did you win that game?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
Game 2, he bricked. Game 3, I just played better.
That is the spirit we need here, people. Do not actually talk about results or gameplay. Just I am better. Thank you, Moshi.
No, but it was an experience of all time, and I'm glad that it's not something that's only happened to me.
It is not. It is not. Sometimes like that is just the only option I have.
Yeah.
And hold, Lost Zone Base, Pathin and Peak, UV Max, Mirage Gated twice on Drapion. Incredible. Yes, I love it, Drew Skid. Honestly, while we keep talking about stuff, if y'all got ridiculous stories of like absolutely off-the-wall plays you made, I would love to hear it.
You want to know something that's also awesome?
Please.
That happened to me too.
Wait, really?
My second ever regional at Fort Wayne,
Were you
Indiana.
playing the Mew or Lost Zone?
I was playing Mew.
Oh, God.
I was playing Mew Aerodactyl because that was back when Lugia was good, and I was like, okay. And I don't know if you remember this, but I despised Lugia, and I never wanted to play it.
As you
You
should.
think about the decks I played back then. I played Arctura, I played Mew, I played Mewdactyl, I played anything but Lugia. I just kind of wanted to beat it. I never did. But so I played Mewdactyl. This is my win in the top 16. My opponent both games went Drapion Sky Sealstone and then Drapion Double Mirage Gate per game. I was having fun. If you couldn't tell.
Where are you now?
I'm having a great time. I'm winning games now.
That's good. It's a good switch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good. I was surprised to even get in that spot at Fort Wayne. It was my second ever regional, and I was playing for top 16, so it was pretty
Dude,
sick.
that's awesome.
After Fort Wayne, I didn't get even close until NAIC that year, which we all know how NAIC went for me. I always talk about it. But it was, I don't know how my track record against things that probably shouldn't happen to most players keep happening to me. And it's kind of funny to talk about all the time because I talk about this Mew story a lot. I talk about the Fez thing a couple times. I talk about the fact that in the times I played Charizard and Pidgeot controlled, I played Pidgeot to Orlando. I prized double Pidgeot 5 times total.
So I'm going to take a quick pause here. For those of you watching at home and saying, you're right, I am also the least lucky person in the entire universe. I'm going to redirect things a little bit here. So, Moshi, was that the reason for the record you received at that event?
Orlando, no, because that only happened once. That was my win in the top 8, actually.
Okay, so that sucks, to be clear. That's reasonable.
It was my first. I played 2 other Zards before then. I beat both of them because I went into the event knowing that Zard was an auto win for me because my deck list was really good. Ryan made my deck list.
Ryan Prusek, great deck builder.
This was right after his top 64 with control.
Yeah, UIC.
Ryan, and I was like, Ryan, you're hooking me up. He's like, okay. Because that's when I was still playing stall, and then I switched off it for control because I was like, control is just better in every way, shape, and form. And then I hit my 3rd Zard. It was a really good player, Nathan Ostercats. Everybody knows Nathan Ostercats. Game 1, I prized both Pidgeots. Game 2, didn't find a Pidgey. They were in deck that time. I just didn't have them, but it was a really good event. I'd say my result wasn't bad. I finished. That was my first ever positive regional.
All right.
I tied twice, which was kind of annoying.
I mean, for control, that's kind of expected to have a bit higher tie rate.
But like my ties were in my control, and they were like, I kind of gave my my round 5 gear lost on Giratina opponent the tie because I benched something I shouldn't have, and he top deck boss, and he was able to tie the game.
I mean, to be fair, Lost on Giratina is a very bad matchup in general for control.
Yeah.
Shred is a great attack. Chaz, sniping 4 gimme ghouls with Fez is atrocious and cruel, and I am so for it.
I don't even know how you get away with that. Like, I feel like at some point it has to stop. Like,
that is absolutely incredible.
How do we get away with 4?
I don't understand what happened there, but it's beautiful. And then prizing 4 Comfy is certainly problematic. I will admit that.
I'm glad that's never happened to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one ever happened to me. I don't think I ever prized 4 Colress. I prized 3 a handful of times.
I prized 3 a lot of times too.
Yeah, it happens. So one of the big things I wanted to mention. Oh, we have pairings. Awesome. So actually, can I do the social media thing real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all should follow and like us and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. Do all the content things. I don't know what they are, guys. I just like talking about Pokemon, but I'm supposed to tell you this. And also, as we try to get more into stuff and more consistent, dude, it always helps to have people liking it, interacting with it, because it gets more people recognizing and coming to it. And we're usually competing with Andrew Mahone and Azul, so we could use all the help we can get, guys. So if you haven't, please do. Or if you already have, if you can share with people, tell people who think they'd enjoy this. It's great. I was at a cup, had people recognize my voice. I'm like, hey, you should watch and hang out because it's fun.
Yeah.
Have you been advertising for us, Moshi?
I do a couple times. I told some of my friends today, and I told my girlfriend today that I was coming here to do this.
Nice.
She was happy for me, of course. My friend was very surprised that I switched to casting because I told him I was playing. I told him I played my junior year. So he already knew. He was not as supportive because he thought I should have kept playing.
Okay.
But it's not like I don't anymore. I still do a lot. But of course, this is a new transition for me, which I think I've been doing pretty good. So
I think you're doing great.
The
last, fantastic.
This is what my 5th week, I think. I think I'm doing pretty awesome. So.
Again, that is a Pokemon way. Very, very confident we Pokemon players are. Arctic, that is wild. So losing top 16 on a Mind Bend flip. Oh, bro, that is brutal. Prizing Turo, having to burn switch. That's wild. Dang. And After Crash, yes. We did have locals challenge today. Be great to have you back. Next week is Christmas, so I assume we're not going to have locals on Christmas.
I don't think so.
I will not be here on Christmas. I have a baby. But we do have the Cup on Sunday that we would love to see you here for, and then the Invitational next Sunday. Yep. All right, so then, Moshi, what do we got teed up today?
We got Elias playing Raging Bolt, of course, the heir to Eli.
Excellent, excellent. The young protege.
And the guy we were just talking about, we got Ryan Prusak playing Golden Go.
Which is very not a Ryan deck,
it's
but...
It's not very Control. It's not very Zoroark. It's not very a lot of things that Ryan's been playing recently.
Ryan very much likes intricate, big brain decks, and Goldengo is neither of those things. Now, granted, still to sequence well, but... and Sean, I'm glad Eli actually shouted out. Of course. Love to have you here. Thank you for joining. But yeah, Goldengo is pretty good, but we've talked about it. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You do one thing or two things. You attack with a Soul Rock, you attack with a Goldengo.
Yep, that's basically it.
And if you Cruel Arrow while playing Goldengo, things have gone very awry.
Especially in a matchup like this. I don't think Ryan's ever going to consider it. If he does, this is pretty awkward.
Yes, we are in desperate times. And Sammy, I'll hopefully see you at Indy because I am probably going to try to go to that one since it is nice and close. And I have family members that can watch the baby.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit. I assume you know more about this matchup than I do because I don't know how this matchup actually looks 80% of the time. Obviously, I know it's probably Goldengo favorite if I had to say so.
Well, looking at Elias's face, I don't know if that truly matters.
Okay.
Murray, you bet your word I'm not allowed to say on screen, that baby will be in juniors the moment he turns 6. He can play any sport, any instrument he wants, but that little dude is going to play Pokemon. I'm not that crazy, but I'm very excited for that. So actually in this matchup, it's kind of straightforward. It's all about prize mapping.
Sure.
If Elias can keep his board to single prizers and then take knockouts and get ahead in the prize race,
Ryan could do what
he's going to do great.
What Wesley did. It's there. It's
Oh,
there.
oh
He did it
no!
again.
Back to back.
Oh no, I don't even know who's on 2.
Well, we're gonna find out. Aren't we?
Adam, we have Guardy on stream.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go tee that up while we see Ryan
Um,
close this out. I
Sick.
I will be right back while we do that. So Moshi, talk us through what possibly could have happened there.
Sure. So again, it's one of those things where I assume with Elias, he wanted to, I assume, get a baby bolt down as soon as he could. Being able to use that baby bolt attack to snipe out the gimme goals would have been pretty good. Um, with Ryan, I assume it's just use the soul rock, use anything else that's not a golden go for the time you can while you set up, because with that you can, what do you call it? You can set up your board to a good state while you hope your opponent's bricking, or even when they even say that they draw a card that they can use, you now have the option. How was that, Bryce? Yeah.
So Bryce went to use the restroom and missed the entire transition between games.
And now we're on this game. So Adam's back playing another Jelly Guardy, which we were just saying was pretty bad for Adam. We have 2 Ralts down this time compared to what happened with Trevor.
We do, which is a big deal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We also have supporters in hand, and we also have
We have
Dawn.
Dawn. We love Dawn here.
We do love Dawn, because to be honest, Dawn lets us set up in a very real way.
Yes.
All right, so Moshi, if you're Adam, are we playing that Iona or are we playing that Dawn?
I assume it has to be the Dawn. I feel like we need to get a Charmeleon down on the board. I feel like with Alex not doing, or not, I'm not going to say not doing much because that board is really good for a turn 1 board. But again, it's the thing of you're going to keep getting item locked.
Yes.
You need to find a Charmeleon. You need to find a Charizard. You need to find a lot of things. You need to be able to set up your board. It's like, I think we have to Dawn for a Charmeleon. We have to. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Terrapagos grab. I feel like we need a second Mander. Regardless of how the board looks for Alex, I feel like just having 2 Manders down is always just pretty optimal.
I actually will disagree with you. With no Area 0 down, if we do get a second Mander, we are locked out of getting a Terra Pokemon down until we evolve into Charizard. But if we get Terrapagos down and we have Charmeleon on board, with any disruption Iono with Alex, which Alex plays for Iono, we could actually get Iono into a knockdown and then have an opportunity to get another Dawn to play the game.
I think it's a yes and no situation. I feel the no because there is a hypothetical world here where Alex can have Candy, Guardy, Vessel, Ultra Ball, Screamtail.
There are 3 cards in hand.
One could have been a Lilies.
That's true. That is true. It was not.
You have to take account to everything, though.
No, and I agree. I think it's definitely a playing the odds, because if we think that is a reasonable thing for Alex to have, I would agree with you. I think going in with the second Charmander is probably the right choice. But I think Adam was saying it's more likely for Alex to play an Iono than it is to have the full Screamtail play.
Yeah. Which it's just one of those things where I was, again, which you told me I've done a lot and I need to stop doing, was thinking way too far ahead. But again, it's one of those things where even though Alex did go second and would have played the Lilies if Alex had it, that's just one of those things where you have to look at, and I feel like that was I'm not going to say a bad observation for me to pop out, but it was wrong.
Well, no, and honestly, I think it is very, very good, and I give you credit for this, of mapping out what is like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
What are my win conditions in this scenario, and what are my loss conditions? Because you're right. If Alex goes and knocks out the lone Charmander, Adam is in a very difficult position.
Yeah.
But now, Adam has an opportunity to take a knockout on this Frillish, and as much as you don't want to give Alex Fez, I think this knockout is fine.
Yeah. I'm more just curious, and this is again just another me having a normal question that I usually do. Do you ever think it's worth using the Noctowl we have in hand to find an Area 0 so we can swing with the Fan Rotom so we don't have to quote unquote risk anything, any 2 prizes getting possibly knocked out?
If the Fan Rotom knocked out the fish,
The Frillish.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
But right now, the Fan Rotom would not have knocked out the Frillish, and it would have given Guardy damage to play with, since Frillish is 80
Frillish is
HP.
80. Yes. Okay. But in a world where it does, well, we could have we could have knocked out for Area 0 boss and killed a Ralts because we didn't support her.
Yes, but to be honest, in that scenario, knocking out the one fish is better than knocking out one of two Ralts.
Okay.
Because one of two Ralts, especially if you're using a Gust gets you a single prize.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually stop Alex from either getting a Guardy or quickly setting up for a backup Guardy. Whereas knocking out the fish now is going to force Alex to expend more resources in order to disrupt Adam.
Sure.
And I think if Adam sets up a perfect board, Adam's going to win this game.
It's not a great lilies for Alex. Couple Ultra Balls, couple energy.
Honestly, this is not bad if we want to item lock again, though. Because if we have another Frillish in deck, we're going to be able to item lock and get multiple energy in the discard.
That's true. It doesn't look like we do.
It does not. But to your point, now, using a boss to go knock out Curlia seems really good.
Yeah, sure.
Now it
Now
seems
it's
less
not.
good.
Now it's just boss the Latias or the Fez and knock it out.
I agree.
Because I know how the game works sometimes.
And that's good. That's very good. But yeah, honestly, this is incredible for Adam because Adam doesn't even have to use a Gust.
So
All we do is knockdown for Stadium Buddy Poffin. We get out a Charmander, another Hoot Hoot, and we take 2 prizes.
I kind of like the idea of noctoweling for a rare candy and a stadium because we have an Ultra Ball in hand and we can grab Pidgeot.
You know, Moshi, that is a much better idea.
Look at me,
Excellent
man.
decision. Look, look at me go, baby.
I am so bad. And this I also agree with. I saw the Dusknoir be brought to the front, which is what I was about to ask you here, and the Pidgeot. But I wanted to ask you, is it bad to Dusknoir this monkey, knock out either either the Latias or the Fez?
I mean, we have a Prime Catcher in hand. Screw that. We're knocking out both Curlia.
Or that.
To be honest, if we have the opportunity to take 2 knockouts here, I would love it to be both Curlia.
Sure.
Because Alex can't do anything if we don't have Gardevoir on the board.
That is true. We could have a very quick 2 rounds here.
We could. We absolutely could. And this is why I'm glad Adam is doing the sequencing, because I do not know the best way to go about this.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, wait, never mind. This is pretty easy to go about this,
Yeah,
because
it's
we have
pretty
Prime
easy to go
Catcher
about
and
it.
Free Retreat.
Yeah.
And we also can just go into Dusknoir.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Bang.
So then, are we knocking out both Curlia here? We
It has to be.
are.
If we're gonna do this play, it has to be double Curlia. You put Alex in a spot where it's like I'm just gonna throw a number out, like a 80-20, like a 90-10 to win this.
So
Maybe 95-5.
the one thing is we do need another Pokemon on the board, which I think
We're
we
doing 120.
have. Oh, you're right. It's 30x. I was thinking 20x. Yeah, Moshe's got the big brain play here.
Sometimes.
We're doing good. And so for Alex, this is demoralizing, to say the
Sure.
least.
Listen, I have good plays when it comes to decks I know.
That's fair. And you know Zard like the back of your hand.
Yes. Maybe not this version of Zard because I haven't actually played a game of it, but I know Zard for the most part.
That's fine. That's fine. And so Adam is down to 3 prizes, which granted, there is certainly an opportunity for Guardy to disrupt and to Iono here, which is what it does. But there's a Pidgeot on the board.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and I did say that earlier too.
Yes.
When it comes down to hand disruption, it doesn't matter as much with a Pidgeot EX on the board.
Absolutely. And also with that Dusknoir, oh, what a hand for Adam. Like, he doesn't need to do much this turn.
Yeah.
And he got a Buddy Poffin, which is immense.
That's pretty big of a card. But the thing is that I don't know how much there actually is to grab off of said Buddy Poffin, because
We just need a Charmander and a Hoot Hoot.
which I don't know if we have another Hoot Hoot in deck because we just discarded another one.
We
and
discarded 1, but I believe we play 3
we
at
played
least.
3.
So there is a chance 1's prized.
That's very possible. There's like obviously the second Mander. But like it's probably just a Hoodoo, I think you're right. I could be kind of just like saying things to say them at this point, which I do tend to do that a lot.
That's all right. I will gladly reel you back in. But no, I think getting another Hoot Hoot and a Mander is really the key thing here for Adam, because the risk is a TM Devo on Alex's end. And the risk is also somehow reaching for a wild Drifloon knockout on a Charizard. And Adam not having a good viable attacker to follow up.
Sure.
The odds are not high
No.
for that
not
to
at all.
happen. But so if you're Alex, like, are you trying to frillish here? Are you just handing over a monkey?
I like. It sounds bad, but because there's no skull on board, just giving a Ralts. Because if you save the monkey next turn, you could possibly. And again, this is the thing where I'm gonna go a turn ahead and say that you have Candy Guardy. You can go Candy Guardy, second monkey, and knock out this Terrapagos in play. But same thing occurs where if you leave I would say leave the Latias in play because it's not getting one shot by, or even the Fez because it's not weak to dark. That makes more sense. If you leave this Fez in play, it's not going to get
Alex has
one-shot.
already taken a prize. It would one-shot it anyway.
Forgot about wait,
Because of the Dust
the
Storm.
Dusknoir.
So actually, I would have left Latias in play because that
Now
is
it doesn't matter.
And if Adam does take a knockout here with Charizard and the Fez, that is a huge deal for
Yes.
Alex.
And we topped like the Dawn.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good card.
Yeah, I would say so.
We like that card. It's the Duskull, which I was also considering because now we have Dawn for literally anything else in our deck. But are we doing? Do we need a Dawn for? We need a Dawn, obviously. But
So we currently are doing 180, so we do need
we just need
one
a
more
Dawn for
Pokemon.
Are we not gonna just Dawn for the one, or do we have like?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, we
what-
just have.
Oh, we just have
okay.
Travis. Okay.
Sure. That
And
also
we will
does it.
knock out the Fez, go to one prize remaining, and
That's
I don't know where we go from here.
that's all she wrote. I'm pretty sure. As far as I'm aware, we just go quick search boss.
With Pidgeot on the board, I agree.
And that hand's just not very awesome.
And so this is the issue, too, of going into Fez. There's no way to draw additional cards. Whereas if we had fed Latias, we would still be able to draw cards.
Yeah.
There,
No. I'll say it.
there probably is, but it is a very, very low probability, and it would have involved. Oh.
Wait, but isn't no Dancy's not weak. Dancy's weak to metal.
It is weak to metal.
Oh.
So we do not have a gust. Oh, dude, Sammy, that is a way to do it. I got a bunch of hot cocoa, and it has just been a joy. I feel like an old man saying that, but it has just been lovely.
Wait, what? Oh, we have candy for Dusknoir. That'll also do it.
That'll do it. All right. So Adam Charizard takes the win over Guardy, and whoo,
Oh,
it was going to be a minute before Alex got something good there.
this is a big Zard day today. I'm noticing.
Well, honestly, it's a big Adam playing Zard
Oh, yeah.
today more than anything else. Do we want to interview Adam again? Is there anyone else we want to talk to?
You can you could talk to Ryan if you want to, see if you can figure anything out about Ryan and how and why he led down.
I mean, do you want to do that interview?
I could, sure.
Yeah. Talk to Ryan. Try to figure out why he's playing a deck that doesn't involve 47 decisions each
Sure.
turn.
I will do that. That sounds very awesome to me. I love talking to Ryan. Ryan's a great guy to talk to.
Ryan is a great guy.
That's what I said.
Hi, Ryan. Can we talk to you? All right, cool.
It's like it was a good game from Adam. I feel like there was a lot of different choices we had. Hi Ryan. Hi Ryan.
Oh, my God.
How are you, Ryan?
I am good. How
That
are
was-
you, Junior?
I'm great.
How's
That was,
things?
that was a great game you had. I'll
Oh,
say
that was really exciting. Oh man, where am I? I went the wrong way. What's up?
So that was a great game you
I
had.
mean, it
I'll
was a
say
game.
that.
It
It
was
was
a
a game
game,
of all
whatever.
time. I was curious, what led you to Golden Go of all things?
Sure.
for
Yeah, I mean, it's a deck that is very simple at its core. It's like one of the it's the type of deck that is fun to approach in the fact that it is very low floor. The game plan is very simple. You can just do the thing, blow up the active with your attacker. But it's really high ceiling in the fact that there's a lot of sequencing, a lot of things you can optimize. You can force very interesting board states with limiting how many two-prizers you put in play and then playing stuff like Turo and using your Soul Rock, which is a very strong one-prize attacker. So it's mostly just it's that puzzle that I find really fun, and like
Okay.
obviously I enjoy the convoluted decks, the things that make you think a lot and put the puzzle together and stuff. And Dango is less of that at its
Yeah.
core, but there's still aspects to it that I find really fun. I really enjoy with this deck specifically the Solrock Lunatone one prize board stuff into flipping the switch and just going nuclear.
Sure. Yeah, that's about what Golden Go does most of the time, and that's one of the things that Dan and I talked about because we did mention to you before transitioning into this round, because I talked about me forcing you to give me my Orlando 60. We talked about how we were literally talking about how you play decks that require at least 47 decisions a turn,
yep.
and then we show you here and you're playing Golden Go
Yep.
of all things.
I mean, there's a lot of decisions a turn, I think, still.
Not as many.
I find myself like actively misplaying a lot with the deck.
Really?
I mean, even if it's little things about choosing when to shuffle your deck after your opponent plays an Iono or not, or when it's correct to thin out an extra card with Buddy Puffin or not. There's just so many cards you play a turn that inherently like you can make mistakes, big or small. I've made huge mistakes with the deck, just getting lost in the sauce of trying to do something that's too much cooking for how simple the deck can be. So it's like I misplay with it almost every game I play, and it's just like you gotta keep going. I don't know. It's not a very it's not jolting box.
Yeah.
Like you're taking more than 2 actions a turn.
Sure. Yeah, you're not just like kind of just sitting there and just like oh I just have everything that I might need and anything that I might see. The big thing for me is in this room, there's obviously a lot of Zards. We've seen like 6 Zards today.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna ask this question that somebody else asked. How are you feeling about more the Don Zard matchup with the Owls, the Terrapins, we saw Adam playing?
It's really hard.
Adam.
It's not easy. They are very good at taking the first prize card, which they just have to take 1 and then they can play into Briar.
Yeah.
If you take the first prize card, they can win in 2 turns by going, let's say they leave Terrapagos in the active spot to try to deny your Solrock, and you're like, okay, well, at least I go Golden Go knock out your Terrapagos, and I'm up 2 prize cards. That's good. Okay, well, they go Charizard, or they, I don't know, they don't play Chi-Yu, right? No.
I don't think
but
so.
they go, Charizard. I guess they don't kill your Golden Go yet, but they can go like Dusclops, Charizard, and then rebench a Duskull, and then I don't know. It's just hard. They have Briar, they have Dusknoir, they have so many prize manipulations. Like the matchup is really not easy. But the best thing you can do is shove that Golden Go in the active spot early, and just like if it is on a Terrapagos, for example, like and they go Dusclops, then it's hard for them to play into Briar, and then you get like 2/2/2 from there. But if you take 1 prize and then they go Dusclops, KO, Wizard, you're losing on the spot. So it's really tricky. There's lines, there's ways, there's Solrock 1 prize board shenanigans because they play a bunch of low HP stuff in the early turns especially, and then you can like sometimes just leave their fan rune play and leave that for later, but it's tough.
So one thing that Dan and I said when we were going into your round, before you just had everything.
I mean that was whatever.
Do you think that full game, if it did play out, would have been closer than you expected, or do you think that either way you would have came out with at least a close win?
If the Hoot Hoot stayed in the active spot, I feel very comfortable winning that game.
Yes.
If the Hoot Hoot retreated in the game that we were playing, I prized my Prime Catcher.
Okay.
So then it becomes really hard.
Yeah.
Because they will more than likely take the first prize, and then I am not going to take 2 prizes, assuming that they don't do anything stupid, and then we're losing. If my hand didn't have the Prime play, but I think I top decked a Fighting Energy, which gave it to me. So if Prime wasn't prized, I had Fighting Gong, Artisan, Fighting in hand, and then Arven for Prime Catcher.
Yeah.
So we would get there that way. And then when you take the first prize, it's pretty chill. Even if they, you can play with 1 Gimme Ghoul on the first turn or 0, and if they KO your Gimme Ghoul, then you can always just go like Boss Fan Rotom and reestablish, and it's pretty chill.
So one thing I said about this matchup as a whole is that, say with what you said with the one Gimme Ghoul, a big card that is in this Raging Bull deck is that Baby Bull.
Yeah.
If you have 1 Gimme Ghoul and say Elias was breaking again, right? And it was just say this Baby Bolt that was doing enough to knock out your Gimme Ghoul. Where do you go about your next action? Because obviously you can't one-shot a Baby Bolt with the Soul Rock.
Right. where do you go? It depends on how little they're doing.
Yeah.
If they are like truly doing nothing, then I would probably just plan to two-shot it.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause-
If they're like, if I have the read that they, are like, let's say they went attached to Baby Bolt, Sada attached to Baby Bolt, and their board is like, double Hoot Hoot Fan Rotom, and they have a knockdown in their hand, like I can make a reasonable assumption that they're like just choosing to withhold the cards.
Sure.
And so at some point you just have to pick your spot to go, assuming that like I'm drawing enough cards with my Lunatone and Solrock to be able to make that choice at some point. So then it just kind of depends on like how much gust am I drawing, and
Yeah.
can I go KO their Hoot Hoots and then run them out of Hoot Hoots and then bench a bunch of Gimme Ghouls and force them to have some play out of nothing. So depends.
Another matchup that I know a lot of people here are probably curious about. We've seen twice on stream now.
Yep.
It's 0-2, unfortunately. But how do you pair into that Jelly Guardian matchup?
Yeah,
Does it
I
seem
mean,
tougher than just a regular.
it's
card?
tough for sure. The Lonazade helps. The Vitality Band helps. But if they play double Bravery Charm, like you just straight up do not have enough steam to get through 6 Frillish.
Yeah.
So that is tough. But like they need to get into Frillish immediately, and if they don't, then you get a free prize card, and then you can find spots for sure. You can do some stuff, but it's like if they get Frillish active and just start Oceanic Gloom from the start, you just straight up don't have enough if they play double Bravery Charm.
Yeah, that sounds about
You
right
just
to
straight
me.
up
That
lose.
that doesn't sound very fun if
No.
you just can't play the game. Besides that, like, how has your day been so far, matchup wise? Like, how have you paired
It's been funky. Round
Really?
1, I hit Frostlass Monkey Dory.
Oh, sick.
And so we took, I don't know, 2 or 3 prizes with Soul Rocks, and we put the Vitality Band on the Soul Rock, so it KOs the Budu through Bravery Charm. So my opponent didn't find their counter catchers very aggressively at all, actually.
that's-
So like I was just able to play this board where like I started Gimme Ghoul and I evolved it into a Golden Go and just benched a Soul Rock, and I was like, your counter catcher's not going to do anything yet. And then they went Charm, Budu, and so I like had to go Artisan into Vitality Band and get the other Soul Rock in the active, but then I had a Ludotone to play, so that guy get counter catchered.
Yeah.
But he never found the catchers really, and so I was just able to always have an attacker in the active, whether it was the one Dango or the Soul Rock.
Yep.
And then eventually we just went wide with Gimme Ghouls after a couple turns.
Mhm.
So that was fine. Round 2 I paired against Conkeldurr, and
Oh.
it's kind of tough, but again, I played 2 full turns of 1 Soul Rock, 1 Lunatone. Because I mean,
Love that
my
guy. Love that guy.
my Lunatone or my Soul Rock will KO their Dunsparce and their Fan Rotoms, and they're
Yeah.
not going to KO me. They can like Binding Mochi Fan Rotom, but it's kind of a lot for them to have super early. They don't play a lot of draw support, but
Yeah.
beyond the Dunsparce, and they have like some awkward time finding 2 tools in 1 turn when they only have Town Store. So
Yeah.
it just like it depends. But we were able to take the first 2, and then I put down a cheerleader squad of Gimme Ghouls.
Tends
And
to
it
be
was
a trying
totally
to be-
fine.
It tends to be a trying to
Yeah.
You're just kind of hoarding Gimme Ghouls here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So I've taken 8 prizes with Soul Rock today or something. Like it's a Soul Rock day.
have you
for
attacked
so
with
far.
Soul Rock more than Golden Goats?
Yeah,
Okay, you're
for
doing,
sure.
You're doing great.
It's
so
not even
far.
close.
You're doing really. You're just playing Soul Rock.
I'm
Box at
playing
this
Soul
point.
Rock.
Like,
It's really fun.
are we like? You're definitely gonna just show up with this cup with a 4/4 Soul Rock and just nothing else. and
Nothing
it's-
else.
It's like it's like the quad thorns. It's just
Yeah,
quad Soul
yep,
Rock.
yep.
It's just-
I really like conceptually like the way that the Baby Blood Moon deck can play a Soul Rock Lunatone board. It's like you're Soul Rock Lunatone and you got Monkey Dories for beating other Soul Rocks. It's like
That's-
it's super cool.
That'll do it.
Is the deck good? No, but like I like in a cup recently I was playing Dango Rocks and I was playing against this Baby Blood Moon deck, and like obviously the Blood Moon could just come in and one shot a Golden Go at any
Yeah.
point, but trying to play the game before that with my terrible Soul Rock deck versus their amazing Soul Rock Monkey Dory deck is like, man, this is tough. My
That-
deck doesn't do this.
Dude, how does your deck do this much? Like,
Yeah, it's way better than mine, man.
All right, that's about everything I got for you. Ryan.
Cool,
Do you
I
have
love
anything
it.
you want to share or anything at all?
I don't know. I'm just hanging out. I like every once in a while I gotta scratch the Oonga Boonga itch. You know this about me.
Obviously.
So we're playing Golden Go right now, and it's not like fully brain off.
Okay,
It's a lot of fun. It's a good time.
You're thinking somewhat.
Yeah, a little bit,
Okay.
little bit.
That's all that. As long as you're having fun with this deck, you're
I'm
attacking
having
with Soul
fun.
Rock a
I'm
lot.
having fun.
You're having a great day.
I love it.
It was nice talking to you, Ryan.
Thanks,
You're the
Judy.
goat.
Always good.
If you want to go grab Dan for me. if you
Okay,
could.
cool.
Thank
Enjoy
you,
the
Ryan.
stream, y'all.
Bryce, do we have anything yet? Are they still playing? Okay. But yeah, it's like Ryan with that Golden Go deck. It's like most of like your first like I want to say 4 turns or like maybe even 3 turns if I'm being generous is like just gonna be attacking with that Soul Rock because it's just a really key part of the deck. Because if you can stay to that single prize board, you're in a really good spot. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Leo, good to see you. Hello, thank you for joining us. So sorry, keep going, Moshi. Do we learn good lessons from Ryan on how to donk your opponent?
I learned that Ryan has attacked more with Soul Rock than he has with Golden Ghost today.
That actually makes a lot of sense, honestly.
With his matchups, it's been a lot of just swinging with Soul Rock and just like he played Frostblast Dory round 1.
Okay, that's a
and
lot
then
of Soul Rock.
He faced Conkeldurr round 2.
That's also a lot of Soul Rock.
And then we saw the donk this round. So Ryan's been having a pretty light day. He hasn't had to he hasn't had to draw a lot of cards so far. I asked him why he was playing it. I asked him why he's not thinking today, and he tried to correct me and say he was.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. But obviously he said he knows that the deck requires some form of action, and it really doesn't. It's just draw cards. Maybe just swing with the Soul Rock if you're Ryan. You could probably just swing with the Soul Rock and win the games.
Kenneth, I agree. I actually think the engine is a wonderful thing and such a cool innovation for the game, and it is horribly obnoxious in all the decks it's currently a part of right now. I hate that it's a part of Goldengo. I'm very interested to see where it goes once rotation happens.
One thing he did say was about his matchups. He says that if him and Elias's game played out, it would have been a lot closer because one of his prize cards were his Prime Catcher.
Ooh, and that's a big deal.
Which could have changed a lot of things. He said that we commented on the Donzard matchup. He says it's almost impossible. It's really difficult to beat a deck that if you take the first prize card, you lose. If they take the first prize card, if you take the first prize card, you also lose because they just briar you.
Yeah.
Which tends to be the trend with a lot of matchups with that deck.
Which is why you just play Dragapult, where you never take the first, second, or third prize card. It's great.
Sometimes, if we saw it earlier, we just don't take prize cards. Actually.
Correct. That's also true.
Our opponent gives us our prize cards.
Yes.
We do have pairings.
Nice. Real quick on that, take a quick break, Broshi, while we're getting our pairings up here. I mentioned it before, but if you're watching and you joined us, thank you for joining. And please like, subscribe, follow, blah, 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 all the YouTube and Twitch content things, because we want people to come watching, and I want to keep convincing Norm that we should be able to do this. So please do.
It's a great time.
It's a great time.
Great time every week.
All right, so then Moshi, we talked a little bit about Goldengo. We talked about Raging Bolt.
Sure.
Prime Catcher being very important into that matchup there. And we've seen a bunch of Charizard. What else do you expect to see today?
Today, I mean, I kind of want to see more out of Guardy. I feel like the 2 games we haven't seen enough. Like we saw Ryan.
Well, I've seen
we
it
saw
lose,
Trevor.
which is enough for me.
I mean, I love seeing Guardy lose. I'm not a biggest fan. Don't ask me my record with it at majors.
Wait, you've played it to a major?
I played it to 2 ICs.
Oh, God. How? No, I want to ask now. How did that go?
So the first one I got DQ'd from. We know that
oh,
story.
that's right. Yeah, don't do that, guys.
And the second one I dropped because...
Did you also get DQ'd?
No, I dropped because I just wasn't having a good day.
Okay.
I started 1-0. I beat a Grim. I was like, okay, I'm in a great spot. I don't know how I just beat this Grim Snarl. I faced 4 more Grim Snarls.
It is a close matchup, to be fair.
I played 4 more Grim Snarls and then 3 Dragapults.
Well...
So I basically just played the same deck 4 times.
Okay, that's, yeah. And so you went 6-0, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We tried.
I dropped that like 2-4.
Okay. Dang. All right, fair enough, fair enough. So then, all right, Moshi, so we want to see some Guardy. Is it Jelly Guardy or is it straight Guardy?
I don't think there's any straight Guardies in the room, so obviously
Really?
I don't think there's a single, because there's only 2 Guardies. There's Trevor and Alex.
Oh, okay.
Both are playing Jelly.
And neither game went well for either of them.
No. I do know
I'm trying to check the pairings
Ryan
myself, so I forgot to
2.
load it up.
Ryan versus
Oh,
Wesley.
all right.
Oh, maybe we could. Dango Mirror.
Dango Mirror, I'm here for it.
Dango Mirror. We're going to see a couple Soul Rocks, I assume, hit the board.
I would assume so.
I actually, like, I've never, and it's going to sound surprising, I've never watched a full Dango Mirror. I feel like it's kind of exhausting to watch. That's just me. I'm just not a big Dango guy, to be honest. I feel like, what I told exactly Ryan, and I quote, the deck is way too simple. And it's like, for me, it's not fun to, like, I avoid playing it as much as I can because I just don't think it's like a deck I would enjoy playing, which is why I play Control.
That's fair. Jurassic, you're not wrong. It is definitely one where you win if you're losing and you win if you're winning too. And then Kenneth, Jelly Pult, you already inspired me for my success in South America. So, dude, if you got some Jelly Pult sauce for me, please send it over. I'm so here for it. Have you heard of Jelly Pult?
I have not. I didn't know that was a thing.
I also didn't know it was a thing. No, wait, that's a lie. I saw a list, and it was disgusting, and I don't understand it. So here we are. But we are in game 1, and Ryan is starting us off. So
it can happen again. Oh, no, we have Fez.
we do indeed have Fez.
It's not going to happen again.
Nope, and
That's
we are
good.
absolutely going to retreat into Fez and pass it on
We
over.
could just Prime Catcher, but
Well, we are not doing that.
Fighting Gong.
And a Bunnery in hand.
Yeah.
Well, we got a very interesting list here.
But you know what's cool about this? We have 2 fightings in hand.
We do.
We can just find a boss
We
and just kind of
can.
win.
This is very true. Sammy playing Guardy to Houston? I forgot there was a regional in Houston. That could be interesting. Is Houston pre or post rotation?
Post, I believe.
Post rotation. Ooh. Wait, so if it's post rotation, are we playing Mega Guardy? Interesting.
I believe it's post. I could be wrong. I'm
Sammy,
not right a lot of the time.
I like when anything is favored into Guardy, to be honest. Jurassic Donzard is so
right here.
good. I don't think you're going to be wrong at all. And second cup, Dango. Yeah, it is very hard for Dango to win that.
So, like, the differences I'm seeing in these lists is that obviously Wesley's playing the Mega Low Punny, like you commented on. Wesley's playing a Tool Scrapper. Might come in later, a Picnic Basket. Ryan is playing Premium Power Pro.
As one does. Also, this Gimme Ghoul is totally dead for
Is it?
Ryan. Very dead. There is a boss in hand for
Ooh,
Wesley.
Lucky. But I mean, it's kind of fine for Ryan, to be honest. With the Artisan coming down, we have Fez plus Artisan, so we're going to see a couple cards.
Unfair Donsard Jurassic. That seems fascinating. Whew.
I can only dream.
Kenneth, Jelly kind of giving you more sustainable item lock into Gardevoir does make a lot of sense. And yes, Jelly knocking out your Budu is a problem if you're not able to set up while it's happening. And sorry, I get distracted by the chat. And yes, post-rotation is Orlando. Good call. But Moshi, Ryan just got his Gimme Ghoul knocked out. What are we doing from here?
Drawing cards.
That seems good. Well,
bench that Gimme Ghoul.
theoretically.
Bench the Gimme Ghoul. Artisan for a second one. Honestly, just pass. Or you can't leave the Fez in the active, sorry.
You probably can, actually.
Or no, you can't actually because you're either giving him a prize almost guaranteed if the golden goes in hand. But this is like, it's one of those things where if you don't start hot, it's kind of weird, but you don't technically have to in this matchup because it's like, you guys are both going to take your time. You don't want to kind of just throw a golden go and just say, hey, go do this, go do just everything I need you to do.
Dude, Sammy, I'm pulling for you to get your invite, man. That would be sick.
You got that. I did it once. You can do it as well. It's like, mine was luck. Mine was luck because I got 13th at NAIC and it gave me my invite.
I mean, that's pretty good. Listen, I've tried 3 times and I've gotten it twice, and I'm very proud of that. And one of the times was a whole lot easier than the other one. But no, kind of back to this game, we are going to see one Gimme Ghoul. I assume we bench the other. And this is one of the reasons why I don't love Goldango is it's a deck where you try to get ahead and stay ahead. There's not a lot of, are we going to see the Cruel Arrow?
Dude, Ryan just doesn't like swinging with Goldango. I
No,
don't get
apparently
it.
not. All right, so we do see the Goldango come down. We got an Earthen Vessel for more energy. Jose, thank you for joining, man. Great to see you. And Connor, no one knows, but he is. All right, so then Moshi, what else is happening here on Wesley's side? What's the plan?
Obviously draw some cards. I assume we want an Artisan for another Gimme Ghoul. We see, obviously, I assume that's Wesley eyeing up an Arvin grab,
Yes.
bringing that Prime Catcher to the front. I don't think we have a metal in hand yet, so that should be our priority.
Well, we're currently playing an Earthen Vessel.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to get 2 fighting.
I'm also, like, I'm not opposed to it. It's like,
Mm-mm.
it's because we're not swinging with the Golden Go, it's like, you don't need the metal yet. You could technically buy a turn off it. Which, I do like this Arvin for Prime Catcher Air Balloon because we're going to take 1 prize off the Gimme Ghoul. Plus, we're going to get +2 cards because of the draw. So we're seeing +5, and we're taking a 1 prize knockout guaranteed.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So the one thing I would say is I think for Ryan, Wesley gusting up a Gimme Ghoul rather than knocking out this Fez is much better.
Because now he can go back to even prizes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also there is a line for Ryan to gust up the the Goldango on Wesley's end and knock it out.
Yep.
And then kind of win the Goldango war of I'm going to be able to stream them and you are not.
Yes.
Because it may be a little challenging for Wesley to reach a knockout on another Goldango with only 1 to draw.
Yeah. Which is a thing that you weren't here for, but I was with Brian for it. We had a Goldango game where we only saw 1 Goldango, and this also happened to me at the cup that you casted for.
Yeah.
My opponent only had 1 Goldango down at all time because he won prize 2 Gimme Ghouls, but also couldn't find another Goldango consistently. So with me being able to knock out the 1 Goldango he had in play, he wasn't able to draw a lot.
Yeah.
And that puts a big break in this deck where a deck that primarily likes seeing cards can't see cards, and then it's a deck that doesn't see cards, and then it doesn't work.
No, it's a fair point. And I rescind my previous statement of likelihood of success. Kenneth, the % success I'd give Ryan is 7. Right about 7 right now. Moshi, what do you think your winning percentage is here?
Because Ryan still has a lot of draw and he does have Goldengos in his hand, I'd say it's still pretty good. It's not. I'd say it's around 15 to be honest.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
I think because Ryan has a guaranteed +5 basically because we have Fez, we have a Goldengo in hand. We're gonna see a lot of cards, and we already have a lot of cards in hand. I don't know how many of them are actually energy, so that's also a big part of it.
That is a big part of it.
But like we have options for Ryan.
We do. The only issue is kind of like I think Kenneth and Connor were saying here. Wesley going up 2 prizes is a big deal because now Ryan is a Goldango knockout behind.
Yeah.
And so we have to kind of have enough Dangos on board where we're able to sustain attacks, and that may be hard right now to do.
That's fair. I think we drew a Fighting Gong off the Fez, and because we have Fightings in hand, we might see a Fighting Gong for the Lunatone, and then we're gonna see another 3 cards, so that's now +8 to what I was saying originally.
Do we have an Iono or Cramorant in either of these? Because that's a great question.
No for Wesley. No for Ryan, but in Ryan's there's a Lonazade, which he did tell me about.
Okay, which is nice, but
it's not as helpful in the situation, but no.
Yeah, and Kenneth, I agree. The hope they whiff is going to be the strategy. And for those who are asking, why the heck are you asking about Cramorant that rotated? We're talking about Hops Cramorant, which the attack is for a single colorless to 120 damage, but you can only use it if your opponent has either 3 or 4 prizes remaining. So Cram is actually a really, really good attacker into the mirror because you can one-shot a Solrock and Lunatone without being one-shot back and keep a full single prize board. Now, obviously, even if Ryan did have that, this is not a full single prize board.
And Ryan doesn't have a lot of anything, actually, so.
No.
But 1 card, which
we got plenty of gold.
We have all 4 in our hand.
Yes.
But 1 card, which we talked about before we came in here, was that Zerosix.
Yes.
That would be a good card here. Unfortunately, it's a bad card to play in this deck.
It is a horrible card to play. Connor is apparently talking about Lost Zone Cram, which why? I don't know, bro. Maybe we got to reassess these things. So then, is there a way for Ryan to come back in this, Moshi?
Now I don't think so, because now I actually don't think there's a world where we can take a knockout. Because I just don't, like, One, I don't see a single. One, I don't see a counter catcher in this list. I don't believe there's a boss in hand. So there's actually just no way to take a knockout this turn unless we have premium power plus Vitband.
Well, and even then, taking a one prize knockout
Doesn't
is
feel
not
great,
what Ryan
especially
needs
with the
here.
Fez on board.
Exactly, because there is an opportunity for Wesley to take 2 prizes.
Yeah.
Guys, do not threaten me with a good time. I would love to have Lost Tina back forever.
Lost some player. It's okay, I can't say it. I played it for like 3 months.
Hey, 110 is pretty nice. It's a pretty good number right now with Soul Rock and Lunatone
pretty
there.
nice right now.
All right, so then what else is Ryan doing this turn? You're right. I don't think we have Gust in hand, though we are going to be able to draw with Goldengo.
I like genuinely I really don't know in this spot. I don't know how much we actually like have access to. Like
Sammy, I think you have a lot of great opinions, but the opinion of we need Reggie Drago back is not one of those, and I cannot endorse that statement.
yeah.
And then Ryan just scoops it up saying, hey, I can't even take a single knockout here.
Which is about what I was saying too. It's like it was just unfortunate situations. If we even drew like a little bit better and say we were able to keep a Golden Go alive, say we had 2 that first turn when he got prime captured, the game would have been so different. Adam, and that game's over too.
Did Adam scoop it up? It looks like Adam scooped it up.
Based on the board state, I'm
Dang.
going to say Adam lost.
Oh, yeah, there are multiple Pidgeys down there. So, Ryan and I were actually just talking about the Dragapult deck. And do you mind if I kick you out
wanna
to talk to Ryan a little bit?
I got you. You can
We
talk
got
to
one Ryan in. We'll get the other Ryan in. And Connor, how dare you hate on Lost Zone Tina here on the stream where I am talking? That is unacceptable, my guy. Because thank you, Jose. You get it. Lost Tina is the move. And so for everyone who just watched those stunning games, we're actually going to talk to Ryan a little bit, Ryan T here, because Dragapult's one of the decks we haven't talked about a ton of times. Unfortunately, the games we've seen so far with it have been not quite stellar. Ryan, come on in, man. Have a seat. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us. I didn't know if it would fit over the hood. Fantastic.
I know.
I love it. So I was bringing you in because you're obviously playing Dragapult.
Yes.
And it seemed like that game went pretty well for you.
Yeah, the game went really, really well. I think I got pretty lucky on like a couple of top decks. Definitely prize draws. Like I top decked the boss.
We didn't actually watch most of the game.
Okay.
We only saw that Adam scooped it up because you were absolutely cooking him and were about to destroy him.
Yeah. So I top decked the boss and just constantly like had major priority on those Charmanders.
Okay.
And so he never ended up getting any like of his Terra, so he could never knock Dowel.
Okay.
So yeah, got pretty lucky. He had some pretty bad prizes as well. So again, a lot of luck.
Listen, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it for sure.
Yeah,
A dub's a dub.
there's a lot of variance in this game. Sometimes you got to have it go your way.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, so we were talking a little bit earlier today about some of like where the Pult list is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I obviously had mine that I played to LEIC and the like, and then you've been playing a list with 3 rare candies. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I really value being able to constantly threaten with the Klops line.
Yeah.
Or the Noir line. And so by playing 3, I can always pitch one, and like people always assume like, oh, they at least play 1, they might play 2, but no one really ever expects the 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's like my little like secret tech. And I really enjoy it. It gives a lot of pressure onto those Klops and Noirs. Makes it the game a lot faster as well, or at least like on my end, where I can just rare candy, like a Pult, and then just as long as I'm constantly hitting my attach for turns,
Yeah.
like it works.
No, and that makes sense. And I think you hit on Kenneth, spoiler alert. We're going to talk about that in like 10 seconds. But I think your point is sound with that of if you can apply that pressure, it's a big deal. And you still play 2 Hilda on the list, right?
Yes.
So the upside of having that Hilda is that's 2 more outs. Do you play 7 energy?
Yeah, I play the 3 Luminous, 2 Psychic, 1 Fire, and then the Neo.
Perfect. So being able to stay on top of those makes sense because then the candy actually lets you aggress out a whole lot quicker.
Yeah.
And I will say Candy Dust Noir is so freaking strong when you have the opportunity to do it.
It's so strong. It allows me to really pick away at those baby Pokemon
Yeah.
that are constantly threats to you, especially if they get established and the game moves forward where like if you have 3 Charmanders on board, like there's not really much you can do. But what you
Yeah.
can do is threaten double Clops
Yeah.
or double Noir and then just pop everything.
Dude, absolutely. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Polt wins game is not like, oh, I modify damage. It's the board wipe.
Yes.
It's just you clear away all the threats and say, what are you going to do, my guy?
Yeah, and so I think that's why I really do like the 3 candy is because you get that early game board wipe a lot faster.
Yeah.
Opposed to having to like natural all of your Pokemon, I have so many outs of like Ultra Ball into rare candy, Hilda into rare candy. I'm not forced to natural everything.
Yeah.
And especially since the deck sees so many cards, I'm not always going to pick up a rare candy from Recon Directive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always so nice to have that option.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're hitting on one of the downsides of rare candy, though. So if you go rare candy into Dragapult, you skip the cloak line.
Yes.
And you do kind of remove some of your draw, even if you do have that aggression.
Yes.
And there's a lot of chat going on the YouTube side of things, which is amazing. But Connor and Kenneth there, 2 very good players who have a lot more deck building skill than I have, are talking all about Moltres. So Moltres is one of the new cards out in the Phantasmal Flame set, and it has 120 HP, single attack that says for 1 fire, do 20, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, it does 90 more. And so you and I are talking about that a bit. That card is not great in general, but holy baby, is that card good into Raging Bolt and Goldengo.
Yeah.
And Raging Bolt is technically a good matchup, but I don't know about you, but I've been run over by that thing many a time.
I have a spreadsheet of
Yes!
my wins and losses to
All
Raging
right.
Bolt, and let me tell you, it's losing.
Okay. All right, fair enough, fair enough. I appreciate the honesty. Well, because that's one where, like, the rare candies don't do anything in that matchup. They're not very helpful.
Yeah, so when I originally started the game, in my mind, it was like a sprint to, like, who can establish a board state faster.
Yeah, which with a lot of decks it is, to be fair.
Yeah, and so...
Dragon Bolt just happens to not be one of those.
Yeah. And so, like, I would constantly lose the Raging Bolt matchup, but in all honesty, in like a larger format, like if we're taking the deck to like regionals, let's say,
Yeah.
I think Raging Bolt is a really weak deck.
Ooh, I will not tell Eli you said that.
I
Okay.
like, don't get me wrong, the players who play it and are very consistent at it, Eli for example, he's good at the deck.
Yes.
But the deck whiffs.
Yes, that is true.
So, like, even as consistent as you are as a player,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it whiffs, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's true with all decks,
For sure.
of course. But like ultimately, I think that the deck isn't as strong as like the big 3 meta decks
Yeah.
that we have in format right now. And so I think I'm not going to see it as much.
Okay.
And what I will end up seeing more is that Guardy,
Yeah.
is that Dango, and being able to constantly put pressure on their half of the board just makes those matchups a little more winnable.
And that makes sense. And I think Arctic was saying something about about Pulp bricking early and it being a problem. But it's kind of like you're saying. The quicker you apply pressure, the more likely you are to win.
For sure.
For Dragapult, if you Phantom Dive before someone either takes a prize or gets their board set up, 90% of the time you win that game.
Yeah.
So this is actually why I think I've gone the opposite direction you have. Because you took a Lilies out, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so that hurts my soul in a deep way, Ryan. Because for me, I actually took out both Hilda when I was playing the deck.
Okay.
And so for LAIC, I played 4 Lilies, 4 Iono, and 2 Research.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Nest Ball, and then the 4/4 Buddy Poffin Ultra Ball, 4/4 3-line. Like, my entire deck and everything about it is built entirely to set up and play the game.
Yeah.
And, like, will it still brick? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's Dragon Ball. It's what it does. But rather than have kind of that mid-game power that the rare candies give you, I would so much rather say, hey, I'm going to establish a board and just play and do stuff. Because kind of like you said, into bolts and the like, I don't really need to sprint. I don't need to have this big flip to apply pressure. I just need to be able to play my game and then enact my plan fast enough.
I like that. From my experience, I find it that when I try to slow down the game, especially into like Dango and Guardy, like two really, really bad matchups for Dragapult, I find that no matter how slow I can play the game, there's always the boss.
Yes, and that is very true.
Both decks play boss, and then especially with Guardy, there's like the world where they play Screamtail, and then just snipes. And so, like, slowing down the game for sure really, really helps Pult. And I think, like, in my most recent game, I put down 2 Badoos.
Yeah.
Because, like, it just forces the Zard to slow down.
Absolutely.
They're so dependent on items, you need to slow them down. But, like, there's times when to slow down, and there's times when I need to play fast.
100%.
And so, Zard is where you slow everything down, like, dismantle them piece by piece. But especially with how prevalent Guardy and Dango are, like, I feel it's better to play fast because it takes so much to establish a good board with Pult, whereas, like, Dango just goes Genesect, Buddy Poffin, 2 Gimmies, and then all of a sudden they're drawing 19 cards in a turn.
Which is very true. And Kenneth, you're saying that, yes, you've never had to look at an opening hand with only a Hilda. That is exactly why I cut the Hildas, because they are terrible. Turn 1 and usually turn 2. I look at my hand, I have a Dreepy in the active, and I'm like, cool, I can get a Psychic Energy and then lose and then go to game 2, and this is awful.
See, but if you have a rare candy in hand because you're playing 3,
that is
Hilda
true.
looks really good.
Then I get to Phantom Dive and then lose to Goldengo
Yes.
and then go to game 2. Absolutely correct. My bad on that one. So so rare candy, exactly like you're saying, Sammy, rare candy does not help into certain matchups, but I'm never going to look down on cards that help you play the game more effectively in general. And Candy absolutely lets you do that. And maybe you could call it a win more card at times, but dude, it makes the deck go so smoothly.
Yes.
And Connor, to your point, Hilda is to find Neo Up Energy. And on the bright side, you don't have to find Neo Up Energy if you brick and don't play the game because you don't have a useful supporter turn 1 or 2. Because then you just go to game 2. But I will also say, Hilda, there's been a handful of times when I'd rather research be Hilda, but the times I'd rather have research be Hilda are far outshadowed by the games I've won because I've got to research turn 1 or 2, where normally I would be trying to dig an energy out of my deck to thin. So I am very much on board with team, if you play the game, you're going to win more often. And Kenneth, exactly, just draw your energies. Like you said, Ryan, you play a Lilies for 8, you got 2 Dracloaks down, you see another 4 cards. One of those Dracloaks finds you another Dracloak, so you see another 2 cards. Dude, you're going to hit so much stuff there.
You're bound to hit something.
Yes, exactly. Experience share would be sick. I would actually love to cram that in this deck.
I like experience share. I've play tested with experience share. More often than not, I find it like the deck, or at least like my deck list, is really, really tight. And so by putting in an experience share, it also nullifies the jamming towers.
And that's exactly it. You're kind of undoing it with your own tool.
Exactly. And so you would have to find a different stadium bump.
Yes.
And like right now, I'm debating whether or not jamming tower is the move, or if Team Rocket's watchtower is the move.
That is actually something interesting. And we do jam our towers greatly, Kenneth, and I'm not going to go any further on that metaphor. Chaz, I do think Crystal could be a really good inclusion. So, and Arctic, I love one candy. The only issue is you're so unlikely to find it that it's probably better to use that space somewhere more efficiently. But Ryan, this is actually where I kind of go to that Moltres. Because jamming tower's primary help is into Goldengo.
Yep.
And if you have a single prizer that can one-shot Genesect and put a Goldango at 220, and even if they Turo it, they still only get to take one prize, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so like the prize matchup's really, really good, and there's always the threat of like bossing a different Goldango up,
Yeah.
and then sniping it,
And that's
with
exactly it.
Phantom
Yeah.
Dive.
Or even 220, knock it out with a Dusclops.
Yeah,
And even if technically they take 2 prizes, you cleared a Goldango from the board.
yeah. From my experience, I find it really hard to set up a good established board into Dango.
Moltres is 120 HP, Connor. Yes.
And so I don't run any nest balls. So that might be an issue.
Okay, yes.
I don't run any nest balls, so I'm forcing Ultra Ball.
Yes.
Where it's like, do I want Ultra Ball to be for this Moltres, or am I banking on them using Artisan so I can find the Moltres?
True.
Yeah, so I think like with my deck specifically, there can be some tweaking that can be done to reintroduce Nest Ball into the equation, but ultimately I think that Moltres is a little weak for the format, all in all, and the debate in my head is whether or not I tack in Moltres for the singular matchup, where it makes the rest of the matchups a little less consistent.
And that's a fair point.
A little more scary. And I think Dango is probably like the second best deck in format.
Next to
Guardy. I think Guardy's best deck. Like I don't really see Guardy having that bad of matchups.
So I think Guardy is good, and actually I'm going to run through the chat real quick here. Connor, no Nest Ball. Technically, I agree, but not a lot of Dragon Ball decks actually play Nest Ball, and if they do, it's a 1 count. Maybe a few play 2 count, so it's not super common. And Kenneth, that is actually exactly to your point, Ryan, of not having many outs for Moltres. Dango will give you those outs.
Yeah.
Because they'll go for the Artisan to get their Soul Rock Lunatone out, and you can take advantage and use that to get your Moltres before you bounce it with something else.
Yeah.
But again, to this point, Sammy, you mentioned how jamming's good into Absol, Kangaskhan, and like. I agree. I think right now with Absol being as strong as it is, Jamming Tower is so good in that. It does help into Guardy. It's very good into Dango. But to be honest, the primary reason we have jamming in there is for Dango.
Yes.
So if we can one-shot a Genesect with a countercatcher, if we can set up all that damage on a Goldango with a single prizer, man, maybe we skip on a space for a Jamming Tower and go with something else. But to your point, like, I agree. I think you taking the route of candies is super valid. It's just not going to help in some matchups where, like you said, Moltres is completely dead into Alakazam or, like, Guardy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's really good into places where it's specifically helpful. So
yeah,
if you don't mind me asking you, how do you pick between the general versus the specific?
So I'm a nerd. I just playtest a lot.
That's great. That is a great answer. Get the data.
Yeah, like people always ask me like, how do I get better?
Yeah.
Because I'm still fairly new. I've only been playing for like 7-8 months.
Okay.
And so the only way for me to catch up against someone like you who's been playing for a while, or like anyone else.
Not a good comparison. I'm not very good, but thank you. I appreciate it.
But like anyone else in the tournament that's like been playing for a long time, they know everything. So you have to grind. You have to play a lot. And so in an endeavor to play a lot, it gets really boring playing the exact same deck.
True.
And so I always try to find a way to play a new deck, play new lines. And I really do think it's like super like strong when you know exactly what your opponent wants.
Yeah.
So by me playing Goldango decks on live, I might not be getting like the best Goldango like practice, but I'm not playing Goldango.
Yeah.
Like, we can be honest, sometimes live is really bad.
I would also say yes.
So like you're not gonna get the best practice, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You're learning your lines, you're learning what you need to do. And so then you push that off onto your opponent. You know what your opponent who's playing Goldango wants to do.
Yeah.
You know exactly what the Guardy player wants to do. And especially when you see your own deck on live, you're just like, oh, I know what I need to target to win this game.
So if any of you watching are new players, this is exactly the advice I would give you. Like, Ryan, exactly what you're saying here. It's not just about learning your deck. Although if you're going to like prioritize just playing your deck and grinding it into oblivion. But yeah, playing the other decks, not to say do I play this for the tournament, but okay, can I better understand their function? Can I understand what they do? And Kenneth, I am at 1560 ELO. Thank you very much on TCG Live. And then just for a real quick catch up in the chat, Arctic, I agree. Jamming Tower for Guardy Charm Clefairy is huge and very, very important. So I totally understand that. Kenneth, Toad, I think could be good in Dragon Ball. The issue is that they can gust it up and two-shot it with Soul Rock before you can move it out of the active. And in that case, it makes it terrible because you're not playing Venusaur, and you can't just put it down and evolve it right back into Toad School. So I don't know if that's a great one.
Yeah, I know I've tried putting the Toad in, and it's more about the timing of it. The timing in which you like put it down and then evolve it.
Yes.
Really plays a major role.
Yeah.
But like apart from that, the deck plays a good amount of boss, like 3 to 4, and so they're looking at 20 cards in a turn.
Yeah, they're gonna kill that thing. And unless you play Toad or something, you're not gonna be able to get it. Yes, Kenneth, please cut the Toad. Absolutely cut the Toad. Also, Kenneth, send me whatever list you're cooking up. I want to play it. That sounds great. All right, Ryan, before I get you out of here and I'll get Moshi back, anything else you want to share, shout-outs you want to give, anything like that?
No, just thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for coming and chat with us.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it. Good luck in your next round.
Thank you.
And hopefully, are you on the top list for Invitational?
No.
I think you are. No? Okay.
I'm not that good of a player.
Well, all right, well, I'll take a double check on that. But, dude, thank you for chatting with me.
Of course,
Appreciate it,
anytime.
man. And then if you can send Moshi in, that would be awesome.
For sure.
Thank you. So, yes, for those who are in Twitch and cannot see Kenneth and Connor just yapping completely about this Dragapult Toad Scroll Jellicent list, I'm fascinated, and I'm very curious. And for those who are also watching, Connor's response to DMing about the list is, I have a girlfriend, and I have no further context to add to that statement. Arctic, to get back on track, Zorak with Darmaton does seem pretty good and does seem pretty cool. And I don't think you need a thick line because if you even just get the attack off once, you're going to cook a lot of people. And so, Moshi, Ryan and I were just talking about some Dragapult, but we got our last round coming up here. And so anything you want to make sure we talk about before we get this last round going?
There's a lot of the same decks we've seen all of the top tables. I did go around and look a little bit. There is a single new deck that we could possibly see, which is a Grimmsnarl.
Ooh.
It's Alfredo, of course. Alfredo's been playing Grimmsnarls as long as I can remember. I think since he first came here, he's been playing Grimmsnarl. But besides that, it's all Goldango, it's all Cardi, it's all Zard.
That's fine. And I think this is just a spot we've kind of hit in the format where Phantasmal Flames didn't add a ton. So it's been primarily us just like, not even like rehashing, but just using the stuff that's already strong for the rest of the event, or excuse me, for the rest of the format. Because I think the next format starts in Seattle?
I want to say so. That makes sense.
Yeah,
sounds right.
Because I know Toronto is the same format. So if y'all are going to Toronto, this is a great time to grind games because you got about 3 or 4 weeks before that event. Are you going to Toronto, Moshi?
I will not be going to Toronto.
I will also not be going to Toronto. I have a baby. I plan to hang out with the baby.
It's fair.
I thought it was understandable. Yes,
that seems fair.
No, I went to LAIC because my wife and I were traveling, and it was fun and it was cool, and I really enjoyed it. It's an awesome opportunity to go. I kind of just miss my child, so it's one of those where I will definitely still go to some when I can with friends and all that, but I don't need to grind right now. I want to hang out with my baby. He's adorable, even if he's biting other babies.
Maybe we can see Kevin's deck work this round. Sorry to interrupt.
That would be pretty cool. No, that's way more relevant and important.
We are seeing Kevin come back on with Trevor.
Okay.
So maybe Trevor's deck can work this time too.
We can dream. But actually seeing a good game of Zard into Guardy sounds fascinating.
That does sound pretty nice.
Because like you said, these are two of the best. Baby's bedtime was about 2 hours ago. So And no, Baby did not come to Brazil. That was a bit of a flight for Baby right now. I will say Baby did come to Spain and then Japan with us. So Baby has already circled the globe, which is wild.
Baby's done more traveling than me.
Baby's done more traveling than like 95% of the world. It is wild. Dude, I am so happy for Polt to be incredible again. It's gonna be a beautiful shining moment. I'm gonna get my butt kicked, but still. All right, so we've got Kevin playing Trevor. It sounds like, and then which is the other one we got?
It's Ryan and Ryan.
Ryan versus Ryan. All right, nice. So we can talk about that Dango matchup if we need to be. Brotherhood of the Traveling Baby. I am all for it. We are gonna.
That was the next one. I feel so.
That baby is getting on a plane again on Sunday because we are going to Florida to see my family, which is why I will not be here for the Cup because I will be on a plane for Christmas.
You guys will have me this weekend.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Except I will know what I'm talking about this weekend because that's more important. I would think so.
Well, I'll have hope.
I will know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because tomorrow's my last day, and I get out
okay.
at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Nice.
I will have ample time combined with Friday evening, Saturday day, to figure out what I want to talk about with Brian.
All right, beautiful. I am very happy. That sounds good. All right, and so, Connor, I agree. I think from what everyone's talking about, Polt's probably going to be the best deck post-rotation because we have a new card coming out that says search for a non-rule box Pokemon and put it into your hand. And holy, is that good for Dragapult? Because I like having 8 outs to Dreepy and 8 outs to Dracloak, aside from just the Dracloaks. That's so good.
It's pretty nice, I'd say.
It's pretty good. All right, so then getting onto this game we're going to see here, who's favored in this matchup? Alec versus Adam.
You guys just lied to me.
That's not what I was expecting.
So it's still Zard.
But it's Zard versus Lopunny.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Where's Matt's deck list? I don't know.
Yeah, Connor, you basically get to pay 4 Master Ball.
Which I did get yelled at when I was coming back in here. Alec did say if he was on stream, he wants an interview because he's curious about what we think about his deck.
I would be happy to give that for sure.
And I told him I would bring it up. And I was also told I did have a conversation with Michael Storms and Adam Whitman outside, and we came up with a very hypothetical that I think you have to answer to.
Oh, God.
So in a hypothetical at a regional or an IC,
yes,
if you didn't know that this was going to occur, but you donked your opponent every single round, 2-0 every round, at what point, there was 2, it was at what point would you, 1, feel like you know that it's going to continue happening, and at one point do you just sign up for sign events?
For point 1, I don't think I've ever been that optimistic in my life.
Okay.
So probably not. I'm going to go ahead and say never on that one because every time it happens, it's going to feel less likely to happen again. For side events, I am also not that arrogant because I know the moment I sign up for one is the moment I'm going to get donked twice and just get cooked. But that's a great question. I'm curious everyone else's thoughts on that.
Because with Adam, he said, what did he say? He's like, yeah, 1, at the end of day 1 when I go 9-0, I'm not telling people what I'm playing. Nobody's knowing what I'm playing. I'm disappearing off the face of the earth until day 2.
Just vanish into the void for 12 hours.
We were like, and then we were also talking about at what point do you feel like it would get either annoying or would it be annoying because of how little Pokemon you're playing, or would it be one of those things where it's like, oh, well, at least I'm just winning games, and I'm like, I'm winning games. Like,
I think I would just be grateful I'm winning games.
Yeah.
Especially because Polt's horrible. So if I'm somehow knocking people out, that's just great. All right, so let's get to the game here, but I'm curious for all y'all's thoughts on that question of when would you get sick of it? When would you sign up for side events? And yes, for what you guys are saying, losing Lucha, CC, and Iona are big deals, but you do get to keep Monkey, which is a huge deal, to still modify damage, and you still get the Dusknoir line, so it's pretty good. But so, Moshi, talk us through Adam's turn here. What's happening?
So, unfortunately, in Adam's hand, I don't see any out to a Charmander. But with a matchup like this, I have to imagine a key card that I would like to see Adam eventually come down is that Klefki.
Yeah.
With Klefki in a matchup like this, because of what you explained to me with that Kangaskhan, with the Latias and the active, a big card probably is, like I said, just the Klefki.
Yeah.
The Klefki seems like it's just down 85% of this deck. It seems like it's pretty good into a matchup like this in the first place. And that's really like all I can think about off the top of my head. For Alec, it seems like it's just like a lot of just hoping, Because what we one shot the Terrapagos?
Oh, we do.
We do. Okay.
We do perfect math.
Then yeah, it's like you take an easy 2, you can get rid of Adam's Terra really easily.
Mhm.
So then it just comes down to if you can do it consistently enough. If you can set up the Dusknoir combo to knock out a Zard, it seems pretty. If I'd imagine, it seems like a pretty even matchup in my head.
I would think so, because Alec is not going to be able to reach enough damage to knock out a Charizard without giving up a prize. And there's no real way for Alec to take multiple prizes or spread if he is not using Duskulls and giving up prizes. So it's kind of, Pult can be so good in this matchup because Duskulls accentuate the damage, but you're able to take multiple prizes without it. Alec can't.
Yeah.
And sure, he's going to probably do his thing more efficiently, but it's a little more linear. And real quick, just for the chat, yeah, I think Cerulege is actually still pretty good post-rotation because it doesn't lose a ton. And then, yeah, Connor, if we're 9-0, we're just taking it. And Sammy, yeah, Petrol is probably going to see a decent bit of play. And I would say it's not a great matchup, but Adam is still probably fine unless Alec really pops off here. And so, okay, so Moshi, tell us more about what Alec's trying to go for setup here. Like, what does he want to see?
You know this deck more than I do, but I'd say it's like a get a couple bunnies down, a couple Duskulls down. This Pidgey's probably fine. I assume Pidgeotto's not really something that Adam's gonna, I'm gonna say in quotes, target down as much as he would hope so. But obviously the big one is just getting a Baneri down, a Duskull down, which you can get both with that hand, but it's not pretty.
It is not. So we do have the Duskull. We can Ultra Ball for a Baneri. But yeah, that does not feel great.
We can go Kanga, Jet. What the hell is that card? Sorry, I've never seen
that is a
card yet.
Wally's something. So what Wally's does is Wally's Compassion. So heal all the damage on one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon, and then put all energy attached to that Pokemon into your hand.
Oh.
So with this deck,
that
you
makes
play
enriching energy pretty fire.
It does, because you just put it straight back in your hand and clear all the damage off of that Lopunny. Also, you put a Jet energy back into your hand, and you just reuse it all over again.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Sammy, I agree. Why am I allergic to the little green homie? But Alec just going for the Lopunny or the Baneri and the Duskull, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like, to respond to that comment, I feel like with this version of Zard we have now, getting Badooed isn't the end of the world.
Yes.
You see the active, that Fan Rotom is a very key card for this little green guy we have. It's a very easy play a stadium, get an energy. Your green guy does nothing to me now.
Yes. And it is Cheryl, but it's Cheryl without the energy going away. Cheryl, but the energy goes into your hand, which is an immense difference here. Because being able to keep and reuse that energy rather than it being discarded, especially for a highly efficient attacker like Lopunny, that's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so then Moshi, what is Adam doing here with the item lock, but having that lovely, lovely Noctowl available?
Obviously, getting that Area 0 is a big part of it. We have to... Grabbing the Dawn seems okay. My main thing is obviously getting that Charmander down. We don't have a... What do you call it? We don't have a an energy in hand or Pidgeotto. Which
does the deck play Pidgeotto? I didn't think it did.
To check. I don't think so.
It does
no,
not.
It doesn't. So right now, okay, I was just if we don't have an energy to swing with the Fan Rotom, I don't hate, but I also don't like. I feel like you can just leave this Badoo here now. You can just let him keep doing this if he's not going to build his own board state to a point, because Alec has 4 cards in hand now.
Yes.
And as we can see, they're not that good.
No. And I think if Alec does anything exciting like attack with Lopunny, then Adam knows items are going to be turned back on. So he's okay to just be patient here.
Yeah. And we could use the Artisan. We just kind of get rid of, Adam's Noctowl and, I don't know, maybe that Pidgey.
It's either Pidgey or Duskull.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's probably just the Duskull, actually. That would make sense, too.
and I don't think that's too consequential for Adam
It's
because
not, it's not really.
it honestly just cleans up his board a little
Yeah.
bit.
It allows him to keep that Charmander, which was pivotal. He gets to keep, like, basically he's not really losing much off of it.
And I agree, Sammy, having Latias and Kanga in play is huge because
Yes.
that's knowing that Alex going to pop a Duskull at some point, that is immense for Adam to be able to just clean up the board.
And one thing that's also important with a deck such as the Zard deck is there's a pretty cool supporter in this deck that could resolve in this Kangaskhan being for 4 prize cards.
That there is. In case y'all haven't heard of it, Briar is a good card when combined with this Charizard.
And especially in a matchup where both players are using Duskull.
Yeah, there's a lot of math fixing here. Now, speaking of, this is actually pretty good math fixing for Alec
Yes.
because being able to take out this Fan Rotom with a Dusclops is a big deal. All right, so now Adam has Dawn in hand. What are you expecting to see from him this turn?
A Charmeleon.
Well, that's reasonable. All right.
So, obviously the Charmeleon, or it like the Dusknoir. Obviously, it's like weird now because, well, it's not weird knowing that Alec isn't drawing anything, but I was leaning more so it's weird because we're only gonna have one Charmeleon, and if you're Adam, you're kind of just hoping that Alec doesn't have Boss Knockout or like Candy Dusknoir, which are both very feasible with a deck like this. It's not like it's hard to. They play, what, 4 Lily? Like,
Well, I think Adam's about to pop Dusknoir here, take a prize. This will also enable him to bench a Charmander.
yes. Which is very helpful for his case right now.
Extremely, because now there's so much more resilience
Yeah.
if Alec does take a prize with Lopunny or Kanga or whoever.
Yes. Topic of the Jamming Tower doesn't do much in this matchup. I don't think there's any tools in Adam's deck. I could be wrong.
No, absolutely not. I know just as playing as Dragapult into this, like, the only reason I play Jamming Tower is
we played this matchup earlier.
when I want to get rid of their Area 0.
Yeah.
So then what is Alec doing here? Like, how do we respond?
I feel like with this hand, in my personal opinion, I feel like you have to get a counter catcher return KO on this Terrapagos. You go down to 3, you're going to basically force Adam to have this Briar play that we were talking about on this Kangaskhan. Or, sorry, you can even just do it on the Lopunny, or the Baniri, the Lopunny at that point. But you're basically forcing him to have it, or you are putting an immense amount of pressure on Adam to have an attack back-to-back turns and basically just punch into this Lopunny, or take out this Fez, and then I get a free Lopunny attack.
Under the assumption that Countercatcher was active, yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
However, Adam took a prize but gave a prize at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're tied at 5. And so there's no boss in hand, so Alec isn't going to have a way to gust easily here.
Yep.
Unless we do Kanga into, like, boss Jet Energy, which is not a high probability there.
Yeah. So with that, though, it's like, now it's a little weird because we can Itchy Pollen again, but you know Adam most likely has his Zard in his hand.
We do know, because he did put a Zard in his hand with Dawn.
Did he grab it? I thought
Yes.
he grabbed the Dusknoir that time.
The first Dawn.
Oh, the first
put a
Dawn
Zard
was
in
a
his
Zard.
hand.
That is correct, yes.
And so kind of to your point, we know that Adam is going to take either a single prize or multiple prizes with that Charizard now. Because we can always just slap an energy on Fan Rotom, take a prize, and say, cool, go ahead and go down to 2. I dare you.
Or just knock out the Fez.
That seems great, too. It really will come down to whether or not Adam has Gust, which I don't believe he has in hand.
I don't believe so either. But we have it knocked out.
Do we have a Noctowl in
Yeah,
hand? Oh,
because
we
we
do.
grabbed 2 off the Fan Rotom. And we got
That's right.
That I do remember.
Good job. All right, you are on your game. All right, now for Alec, we could take a knockout, but like,
Do we want to knock out a Fan Rotom?
not with Lopunny for sure.
Retreat, draw, jet, knockout?
Maybe. Well, we're definitely going to retreat and draw. We see a rare candy, but unfortunately, our bench is clogged.
Yeah, we have nothing.
So this is something that's a little bit unfortunate with going in with the Budu play. Like, Alex bench got clogged real quick.
Yeah. But like the only thing I can really think of that could have maybe not been benched was literally just the Fez. I feel like everything else had to touch this board at some point. Maybe even the Kangaskhan you can make an argument for.
Kenneth, you are absolutely correct. This Buniri deck is eaten alive by Greninja. And I know because I tried 3 games with this Buniri deck and hit Greninja in 2 of them. And it was appalling. So
one thing that's important for Adam now is now this Noctowl can grab it out to Pidgeot.
yes, it can.
And that is going to be very huge for Adam. And Counter Catcher is not live for Adam.
Correct. Which I believe he has in. Does he play Counter Catcher?
Should. No, he won. He plays.
Yeah, one. And I think it is in hand. And I think Adam's just debating going with Terapagos, which
Adam loves swinging with this guy.
I know. Like, I get it in general. I don't know if Terapagos is the right guy here, is it?
I feel like it's better to swing with the Zard this turn. You can guarantee a knockout instead of just punching into something. Unless Adam has an energy in hand, then it's like, okay, whatever. Like, you could just do what you want here.
Yes. You can mess up the Lopunny attack. You have to evolve the Lopunny first, and then move it into the active.
I feel like that's something that I would make so many mistakes on for no reason whatsoever. Like, I feel like it's... Hold on.
No, it's very much. It's the same thing with Galizapod back in the day. It's a bunch of others.
My time.
You have to go in with the Pokemon that is attacking. You can't go in and then evolve.
Yeah.
And you're right. So we can get an Ultra Ball here to then get the. Oh, we can just go for Dawn because we have the Counter Catcher. So then Adam is just setting up an incredible board here at this point.
You have to grab the Pidgeot because you have Candy. So we are going to do a lot of damage with this Terapagos, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm seeing everything play out fully. That's 2 basics. That's 2 basics.
Oh, yeah, can you let
Thank
him
you,
know, Bryce?
The Terapagos should be one of them.
Stage 1.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, perfect, good. Covered. Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you, Bryce.
Yes, Urshifu. That is exactly the card I was thinking. Rapid
I did that
Strike
so many
Urshifu.
times.
Yes. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone, Moshi. But all right, so now this hand for Adam is good.
Yeah, I mean, we could still, if we really wanted the Terapagos, we can Nest-Ball for it.
Oh, and that's a fair statement, Sammy. If Alec takes a knockout for 2 prizes, we just Briar and win.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the CC in hand. And we even get to Pidgeot here. This is so good.
Adam is in a really good spot.
He is. And so this is, I think, the issue. Arctic, or Sammy mentioned it above. Alec did not set up a board with enough Duskulls to manipulate like Adam's board, and that is like catastrophic here.
Which I feel like that's part of the reason why hypothetically getting the Kangaskhan was bad. Because if you had to Badoo, you probably need an extra spot for that Duskull.
And that's it. Drawing the 2 cards doesn't matter if you're not able to enact your game plan.
The only reason I felt it was fair was because at the moment when he benched it, his hand was dead.
And that's a good point. All right, so we do have 7 Pokemon on board, which is enough. We see the knockout. Adam goes down to 3 prizes remaining. Alec is at 4. We are going to be able to take a 2-prize knockout, but I don't know if we want to.
The only thing is now is if we do, Adam needs now Prime Catcher Briar because.
So we don't.
Is our doing how much is it?
So Zard is going to be doing 300 once Alex takes 2 prizes.
How much is the?
And we don't actually need Briar because Kangaskhan has 300 HP and gives up 3 prizes.
Okay.
And we actually ended up taking Prime and Boss as our 2 prizes off of that. So that'll smooth things out a little bit for Adam there.
Guys, that wasn't me being wrong. That was just me not knowing how much HP Kangaskhan and Lopunny had. I don't play this game enough, guys. You guys got to... I'm learning.
Listen, Moshi, you're going to do great.
Listen, I promise you on Sunday I will know literally everything that I will rewatch this tomorrow like night, and I will just remember everything that I just was completely wrong about, and I'll have it.
That is very fair. Kenneth, I think we prized maybe 1 Duskull, and we already used 1 Dust Noir. I kind of agree, though. I would like to see another one.
We only play 2 Duskull.
Do you only play 2?
Yeah, we only play 2 and both are in deck. But
I kind of would have liked to see another one down just to modify that damage and kind of fix things. But even with this, especially with this Hilda here, I think Adam knows he just wins.
And the third Charmander was just because we needed a 7th Pokemon to bench.
Yes. Which, again, I probably would have liked that to be a Duskull. I agree, Kenneth, but here we are.
It could have been.
All right.
It could have been almost any 7th Pokemon.
I also like that Adam declined to draw with Pheasantipity.
Yeah.
We even got it down, but decided not to. And I don't know why, but why do we need to? We had it all.
I think obviously it was fine not to because Adam's just in a better spot currently.
Yes.
But it was like, what did we lose by not doing it? We lost 3 cards that we're gonna just win us the game regardless.
And so that's actually one thing to think about too, is when it's a time to stop drawing cards.
Yeah.
I don't think this was that time. It would have been fine to draw cards,
It
but
would-
clearly we were doing all right.
It wasn't like it was like wrong. It wasn't like it was. It was wrong to not draw cards, but it wasn't like the end of the world to not draw cards there. Like
Right.
if we were in a spot where we were possibly losing the game, then yes, it's a problem that we're not drawing cards there. But because Adam just has Prime Catcher, Quick Search Briar, we just win.
And you know, that is exactly right, Connor. We just wanted to get Iono'd into it.
Oh yeah.
And so now Alec is debating taking this knockout, but at this point we're kind of committed.
Yeah. Because like you're either giving your opponent Briar or you're leaving this low money in the active.
Right. And I don't think you want to do either of those things.
Yeah. So like, was there ever a world where you itchy pollen? I don't think so, but like, was there ever a world where that was a world?
I think the game had progressed a little too far, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we will attach.
Quick search for the Briar.
We.
And Prime Catcher the Kangaskhan.
I mean, that's fine too. We can absolutely do that.
Is he?
Or we could just gust the Kangaskhan.
Or we could just gust the Kangaskhan.
Either way, we had plenty of things. We take the win. Adam gets the win over Alec. And Bryce, do we have a second game?
We do.
Excellent. So we actually have Gardevoir versus Donzard. And this seems like a pretty interesting one here. We're about to see a mind bend into this Charizard.
Bang.
So what do we think of that play, Moshi?
So this is actually what Trevor told me happened with Adam. And that's why, to answer your question from a while ago, that's why Adam Zard had no energy on it.
Ah.
Was because Trevor mind-bended the Zard and Adam retreated it.
Oh, that's
So,
wild.
Trevor said to... Oh, well, that just...
That helps a lot.
Trevor told me that...
Oh, that helps a lot,
that
too.
also helps a lot.
Dude, Trevor's been playing nothing but Guardy.
Dude, Trevor's always playing Guardy. Trevor just likes that card.
Can I just note what an insane hand that is for
That
Kevin?
was a really good hand.
It was
It was
really
Air Balloon,
good.
Candy, Pidgeot, and then there's one card in hand.
And also, we could retreat into Dusclops and then go back into Zard
We
if
could,
we really
yeah.
feel like it.
But what is right here for Kevin? Because what, the hand is like Charmander or something else?
We can also clear all the monkeys from the board if we decide to evolve our second Charizard.
Can we?
Because there's 10 damage on the active monkey.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, that's probably a trap. I need to be clear with everyone listening. That is 99% certainty a trap.
Oh, it is.
But it's a cool trap. And the
Yeah.
only issue is if Kevin does that, it does require evolving up the other Charmander, and then we are just absolutely cooked 'cause that thing is going to get stuck in the active as long as Trevor wants.
But we're also failing to acknowledge that water pond that's in the active. Or in the
Yes.
bench. Which has looked like it's taken 2 prize cards.
Well, and actually, we have Crispin, so we could just Crispin if we have a
We
water
could just
energy
take
in the deck.
another 2 because of-
So Crispin Water Pond and leaving the Charmander alive sounds incredible
that
here.
does sound pretty nice.
And I think Kevin's just checking if we have the water in deck.
We don't need it. We have Crystal.
No. We still need to the 2 energy to Crispin.
He should have 2 fires in deck.
No,
it
Crispin
has to be
needs one of
different.
each type.
Sorry, I don't know how Crispin works. I don't play Crispin decks.
How long do you have until Saturday, Moshi? Or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday? Just kidding. Devo could be problematic here. I think as long as Kevin retains at least 1 candy, we're going to be all right, though, because we can still have Charizard or the Charmander or the bench accelerate. What did we quick search for?
We quick search for Noctowl.
Ah, got it. Okay.
There's the water energy.
There we go.
It's there.
It is
It's
there.
in the discard.
Good eye. Good eye. And
Yeah.
honestly, this is a great play for Kevin, I think, because the resource expenditure here is pretty low.
Yeah. he's not losing anything. He's getting oh wait, but that's a good point from I know that Trevor does play Devo,
Yes.
which is probably gonna come back to bite him at some point in this game. So bye Kevin.
So here's the thing with that Devo. We're going to get rid of both monkeys.
So
And
Devo
then-
just doesn't matter.
Well, Devo could, but we get rid of both monkeys. Trevor would be able to get one. We would need to move damage onto this Charizard to get the Charmeleon to be knocked out. And then we would still have rare candies and play available from Kevin's end.
Mhm.
So we're certainly not out of it because that Devo play is one to delay and take a prize.
Yeah.
But Trevor's still so far from winning that game even with that play.
Yeah. So I assume it's just a stubble monkey. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we don't lose question mark if you're Kevin.
I don't think we lose because we still have a board. We can sob for a little while if we want to without like any issues. Kevin just has so much time at this point.
Yeah. And I think this was about the point where we came in when Adam was playing Trevor.
Yes, I think you're right.
Where's Kevin's list? I just had it too.
And actually, Kenneth, it's so shiny. Trevor's cards are beautiful.
Kevin's dust line is a 2/1/1.
So we do have an out to just candy Dustwire to win the game too, even if we do Devo.
Yeah.
And for Trevor right now,
Frillish.
there's like nothing good in that hand.
No, not really. Night Stretcher for the
But we are
Mystery
going to draw
Garden.
5.
I love
That's
that card.
pretty good.
That's a pretty good card. I like I always underestimated that card because I never really understood what it was for, like originally when I first read it. But then I was like, wait, that card's pretty like cool if you like think about it. Like that's gonna be. Does that change anything? That
So-
changes a bit.
If we get the Iono Devo, then things are a little more interesting.
Yes.
If we don't hit the Devo, things are not interesting at all.
But we still have Fez
Yes. Get to see 5 cards
+3.
and 3 more.
Screamtail, Night Stretcher,
I
not Devo.
didn't see the last card. No, it's a
Jelly.
jelly. So we can item lock here, but we're just a quick search away from ending the game. Well, 2 quick searches away.
3. Because I assume we're moving this Guardy.
Well, we just need retreat from the water pond and then boss.
Yeah.
And I agree. We are certainly moving this Guardy, and I assume we're going to Frillish here.
That would make the most sense to me. I don't see why we wouldn't. I think just trying to keep this water pond here. Or wait, no, we can't because hold on. Nope, never mind. We play 1 Christmas. Never mind. We can leave it there.
We can't absolutely there. So most of these Charizard lists are playing 1 Crispin at
I don't-
most. Oh, and we actually just
have
have game for Kevin because as long as there's a boss in
we have
deck,
a fire energy in hand.
we have a fire energy in hand.
That's sick.
That is. And so honestly, I'm glad we turned this on to see the water pond kind of exert its like willpower there because that's really good.
We have seen 4 different Zard variants today.
We
technically.
have.
Yeah.
And they've had many varying levels of success into whatever they've been playing. So, Sammy, why does the water build have a worse Guardian matchup? I almost feel like that adds
Yeah, I feel
such
like
an
it's
advantage
better.
that Charizard misses.
I feel like it is just kind of better for Zard.
I would assume so, right?
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean,
Now, granted, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again in the future.
I've
but
been wrong a couple times today. So
okay, that's fair. Our team is aligned. All right, so we do see the energy go down onto the Frillish. We
Monkey
see
plus-
the Monkey Dory 30.
No, Trevor's at 5 prizes.
Yes, Trevor's at 5.
Technically, it does if we were able to knock out the Zard, because then Kevin needs a lot more. But because we're only knocking out the water pond, it's like we're not doing anything.
All right, there's 20. Kevin has the energy in hand. We just need to see the boss. And we
Bang.
drew another energy. So, and we see the
Bang.
boss, and that is game. So Donzard takes the win over Gardevoir.
We
I
prized
mean,
the DNC
we
as
did
well.
prize Dancy, and that card's a big deal.
It's a pretty good
So, I mean, mostly we saw some pretty interesting games there.
We did have some pretty good games. We had 5 total decks.
We had 5 total decks. We had some absolutely not good games of donks, which is just part of the format
Shout out
right
Wesley.
now. Shout out Wesley. But yeah, Christian, anything else you think we need to hit on before we call it a day here?
I don't think so. I think we basically hit everything considering the decks we've seen today. We had some pretty good games. We had some pretty lackluster games, I'd say.
We did, unfortunately,
But that's just part of the game that is a big part of, for most newer players to adapt to, is that every game's either going to be really fast or really long and really time consuming.
And I actually love the format because both can be interesting. Yes. Both can be boring, but both can be interesting. There's a lot of decks that are built for the long game right now.
At least like now, when you get donked, at least it's pretty cool how you get donked compared to when it was just, oh, I just get poisoned and I just kind of sit there and you do anything.
That is very true, yes. All right, and so what I'd say on my end is just I'm excited to see how the format shifts a bit going in Toronto. And honestly, I'm way more excited for when rotation hits in a couple months.
For sure.
But so just for one last note for everyone, as a reminder, this Sunday, we have our $1,000 League Cup right here. We will be streaming. I will not be streaming. I will be watching and yapping with you all in the chat. But if we get over 64 people, we get another $500 added to the prize pool. So if y'all know anyone who wants to come out here, the event finder frickin' sucks. So please share and try to tell people to come on and hang out. And then we have 2 new auto qualifiers today from this tournament, and we will have our League Invitational next Sunday, December 28th. And that, I believe, unconfirmed, is at least a $1,000 prize pool there, just for the local players who have qualified. So thank you all very much for joining. We will hopefully see you this Sunday and next Sunday, and we look forward to just talking with you the next time we have you here at Nerd Rage Gaming.